Here we go. Time for some Madden action, new seasons, new coaches, old friends, bitter rivals. I don't know. Thrill, victory, agony, or defeat, all that good stuff. Season 4 lighted up. I don't know if I'll make it into Season 5. Maybe. We'll see how much fun we're having with the game. If it's not fun, why do it exactly? Why else would you want to play these games? Yeah, here we go. Pew pew. What's up, Mr. Basada? How you doing, bud? Great to see you. I thought about doing some EAFC, but probably soon. What you been up to, buddy? All right, here's Alan and the crew. We'll see how this goes. Thought it was Fortnite. I should have updated the game. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, it's good. The other day I went live and the game was in the wrong directory, but I figured we'd get on, talk about the new stuff in the game, talk about all the coaching changes and stuff. Oh, dang it. I may not have updated YouTube. Like, I updated it, but I may not have updated the correct stuff. I'm not live on TikTok yet, so let me try to fix it here before much longer. But I bet you're right. I bet you it is on the wrong game. I can't remember if I updated the thumbnail over there either. But yeah, it's got me Fortnite Squad. I put in the other title too, and it didn't save. Nobody to blame but myself. I gotta go in there and save it. All right, so let's see. We'll fix it on the fly. I'm glad Carne's paying attention because I'm not. Let's see. Madden is our game. Save, update. YouTube feels like it struggles with discoverability to me as far as how that works. But oh, well, thanks, man. Thanks for wanting to sub here. I know there's a lot of other great streams that you frequent too, so I do appreciate that and appreciate you. We're on to the new season. Hopefully I didn't come up just short of something else in the previous season. Starter pack. Let's open that up real fast. Ray Lewis at the club with Ray. Hopefully he's in a good mood. All right, as soon as we get loaded up, then we'll go there on Reva's Island. And what do we got last here? Playoffs. All right. Been wanting to get Devin Hester. I know there's a bunch of new cards. Probably not a bunch of new Seahawks the way they're going. And there we go. All right. Here I go. Let's take you to the wall. I got a red marker for the 49ers. Good luck to your boys. I'm not rooting for them, but I'll be happy for you if they win. Last Sunday, my wife was checking the scores. I'm in here watching, hoping Seattle sneaks in. And, I told her season was over, because she was asking how it all worked. And later on in the day, she's like, hey, I saw the 49ers lost. I'm like, yeah, they lost because they're playing all their backups. They're in such good position. She was trying to make me feel better, but not exactly the way it all works, right? But, yeah, Niners are good. Everybody's healthy, right, Carne, as far as I'm aware, for San Fran? I mean, I know the safety's out for the year, but those are your players, like Bosa and them, are not banged up or anything. Yeah, I don't believe. I feel like you guys are, I don't want to say a shoe-in, but I feel like you're definitely the big favorite in the NFC. Let me go see if we can pick up Hester. Seattle's a different story, as we know. Saw somebody say that Popovich has the opportunity to do the craziest thing and call it quits. Oh, God, man. I mean, Pete and Bill are out. Of course, they're kind of tied to each other. They always seemed like they had a pretty good respect for one another. And then somebody unearthed a picture of Pete and Sabian together, I think in Pete's office from years ago. And, it's just kind of a trip to see that. Man, this card keeps going up in price. I don't know if people are buying them and putting them into sets or what, but I just want to get that Hester and put him out there. I guess we'll just go out with the same lineup and hope it goes well. But yeah, that'd be something. Let me ask you then on the big three, the three legends. Do you think any of them coach again? I think Pete and Bill will coach again. I'm not too sure about Sabian being a little bit further removed from the college football ranks. I think he may just want to chill and enjoy his grandkids and stuff at this point. I will hit go live over on TikTok, and we'll get some new chatters in the mix here too. Let me jump into All Madden regular season. Probably get stomped. Haven't played for a few days, but yeah, well, yeah, we're here, here to have a good time. But yeah, I missed that one. That is a good line about Pop. How much longer does Pop want to go? I feel like Pop might be reinvigorated with Wimby being there. Hey, what's up, TikTok buddies? We're live on TikTok now. Hopefully we'll be on the For Your page and have a great stream. Playing against a guy named Zach got banned. His team looks a little better than mine. I need to get some upgrades going. Need Armstead back. Don't know the last week that he played. Offensively, you think they're good. McCaffrey did get banged up against Washington. And I've seen your guys' defensive coordinator on some of the rumor mill things about getting Poach as the head coach. Do you think that'll happen, Carney? Hey, what's up, Braden? Papatowski, Kiwi, all you guys that are popping in on TikTok. Hope everybody's doing great. It's great to be back. We played some Fortnite a couple days ago. First time back on Madden in a bit. Hey, what's up, Phil Strongman? Solo Phil. Angel, what's up, Angel? How's your day been? Oh, that was pretty nice on the skill stick. Hang on, guy. I'm just warming up. What's up, Dice Roller? How you been? I'm good. Yeah, good to see you guys. Yeah, hope everybody's doing great. Those of you that are here early, you guys can carry the stream on TikTok by liking, sharing, and of course following if you haven't followed. Makes all the difference. If you guys are active, it drives more activity. Of course, it's up to me to try to be entertaining. Got to eat, but be back for Ronaldo. Ronaldo, I ate before I went live. I got a little Chili's. All I got there was, personally for myself, I got some French fries at Chili's and got all kinds of different stuff for the family. You're getting us to 1K right now. Let's go, Braden. So, what matchups do we have this weekend, guys? I feel like Houston and Cleveland's close to a toss-up game, and I feel like Philly and Tampa is close to a toss-up game too. And I wouldn't have thought Philly and Tampa would be a toss-up game, 8 weeks ago or something. But it feels like the Eagles are trending downwards. That Buccaneers team's played pretty well. It's going good. How are you doing, Trap? I think the rest of the home teams probably take care of business. I mean, could the Packers beat the Cowboys? I mean, yeah, but I think Dallas will probably get that one and so on. Going to be a fun weekend with these games. They got them spread out too, right? We got games Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Not sure about Sabian. Still wants to be part of the team, just not as a coach. Bill will get a shot because of the name. You think Peace Energy will get him a job. Definitely won't go back to college, though. NCAA is waiting to punish him. I kind of forgot about all this stuff around Pete. I was thinking Pete might just slide right into the Alabama job if you wanted to grab a quick natty and call it a day. But I've seen Pete Carroll in conjunction with the Chargers job. I think that makes a lot of sense. I mean, he's a legend in Los Angeles. Like you said, he could avoid all the NCAA stuff and then just hop right back into the saddle. But what do you guys think over on TikTok? Belichick, Pete Carroll, Nick Saban. Do you think they coach again? If so, where do you think they coach? I know Belichick's rumored to that Los Angeles job too. With Pete, he's still under contract with Seattle. I suspect Pete's not walking away until he gets some type of buyout. I know at first, yesterday, the reporting was he was going to go into the front office, but then I listened to Pete's press conference, and to me, it seemed like Pete Carroll doesn't have any desire to be in some just honorary role thing as an advisor. I think he wants to have his fingers in the middle of all of it. And who knows if he'll get that much control again. Same thing with Belichick, right? Like Belichick, he was doing the drafts and all that for the Patriots, and you don't usually see that work out too well, where one guy is like the GM or oversees the GM and is the head coach. But yeah, what game are you looking forward to the most this weekend, Solo? Oh, that went over terribly. Let's go for it. I may get stomped in this game, and if I do, it's fine. Don't really need to be up on all Madden, especially considering I haven't played much throughout the week. Hey, Jimmy Graham's open. Jimmy had a nice post to Pete yesterday. Need your Browns to win. Are you concerned about Houston at all, Braden? Because I feel like that's going to be a tough game. I feel like Houston's kind of a hot team, and Stroud's had a marvelous year as a rookie. The DC has been through some things this year. He isn't DeMarco Ryan or Salah. They need to bring him down to the field. there's a little disconnect between him and the team. Want to keep reading that, then I had to look over because the game clock or the play clock was getting down. Here to remind me about what? Uh-oh. What did I forget? Now I feel bad. I didn't stream yesterday, so I'm probably out of whack. But yeah, everybody, thanks for the likes and the shares there on the TikTok side. Please be sure to follow. You'll remember, don't worry. 40 months. Look at Zach attacking the 40-month plateau. One game at a time. Not worried about anybody but Baltimore, is Braden, with regards to his Cleveland Browns. Are you going to tell me about the Sea Chickens? Be logging into Twitter later. Bought a new laptop just to focus on social media stuff. Oh, very cool. I don't believe the password's been updated or anything. Kiwi, you rock. Everybody scrolling through. Thank you guys for checking us out. Looks like we might be hitting the For You page. Please hit that follow button, guys, if you're new here. Should be the same. Yeah, I think so. Oh boy, didn't want to get the refrigerator hit there. Hey, you're MX. Thank you very much for following. Hope you're having a great day. Lights were already flashing because the Zach attack's 40 months. Let me ask Zach the same question I asked Carne. I'll ask Callie True, because I know Callie's a bit of a sports fan as well. The three legends that are out of work today, the last 24 hours or whatever it's been. Pete Carroll, Bill Belichick, Nick Saban. Where do they coach next, or do you think they're done coaching? Coffee Time, feel free to weigh in, although I know Coffee Time doesn't follow pro football that closely anymore. He's probably back into it now because of his Niners playing so well. Done, says that. Be sure to follow. Best decision you've all made. Should all be done. Carroll gets a front office job. Well, so Pete's got a job in Seattle, but I don't think Pete wants that job. I think Pete's going to negotiate some type of buyout and leave, personally. They're all going to Carolina, head coach, defensive coach, and offensive coordinator. Man, that would be something if they decide just to all go to like a high school or something. Probably all done. I mean, 70, whatever. Pete's 72. I think Belichick's a little bit younger. It is a nice time to spend time with your family and thing. Pete is not in the same category as Sabian and Bill. Pete Carroll is one of only 3 people to ever win a college title and an NFL title. I think he is in the same category. He just had a little bit of success in both, whereas Sabian was more of a college master, and of course Belichick's the NFL GOAT. And, you know, maybe Sabian wants to go take another crack at the NFL. He was a Dolphins coach there for a minute. Maybe Belichick wants to go and hang out at some small university and just have fun, right? Bill was carried by Tom, says Braden. That's a hot take. Hey, what's up, Foxtrot? How's the Foxtrot doing? I don't see anything good here. I'm just going to dash out of bounds and settle for 3. It's a young man's game now. Yeah, that's true. Father Time's still undefeated, right? When it comes to playing and to coaching too, because if something happens, people start blaming it on ageism. Unless you're running for president of the United States, then, you know, 80 plus is great. Both parties apparently going that way. I don't mean to derail into politics, but it's kind of crazy that we're talking about these coaches, right? Where it's like, oh yeah, these guys are too old to be coaches, but we got a couple of guys that are, you know, 8-10 years older running our country. Just got done gaming. What game were you playing? It's a hot take, but without Brady, he hasn't done a thing. Let me tell you this, and maybe he only went to Brady because of the Bledsoe injury. Belichick had all the confidence in the world in his coaching abilities to not bench Brady once Drew Bledsoe was healthy many years ago when that dynasty started, because it would have been really easy to go to the established star, which Drew Bledsoe absolutely was at that time during his career. And I think you got to give Belichick some credit for saying, you know what? Yeah, we're going to go with Brady. He's got him looking good. Super Bowl, I think, is still Baltimore and San Fran. Defense feeds off the energy. Definitely think the coach being fired up feeds into that. I do too. I need to get everybody caught up on the shots. I'll do it here at halftime. all the Twitch friends. Hope you guys have followed each other. We're on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. We got 1 TikTok follower so far. We're hoping for number 2 and beyond. Who do I want Seattle to get? Man, I'm not even there. Honestly, Pete, and somebody didn't like my comment one day when I was talking about Pete, but Pete was like an inspirational guy to me. Had a pretty big impact on my life. I've read his books. I've listened to some of the audio work he's done with Dr. Michael Gervais. He has numerous things that are on like Amazon Audible. And I don't know. I'm sad that he's out. Eventually, we have to turn the page. I think they said our head coach, our general manager, John Schneider, who Pete hired, will be doing a press conference come Tuesday, because we got the holiday on Monday. So they're just kind of letting the weekend be about Pete Carroll, and we'll see what happens. But Gavin, thanks for following. Spencer, good to see you. What happened to Philly? I think Philly got their confidence down. One thing that I think doesn't get talked about enough in sports, and I sit here and talk about sports every day pretty much, is the psychology of sports. And I think they went into that game. It's a big matchup game, and you know, they beat the Niners last year in the championship game, but the Niners had the legitimate reasoning that we don't have any healthy quarterbacks, so of course we lost. And the Niners just went and smashed them in the mouth, and Philly hasn't looked the same since. And I know they have injuries and different things, but I think they hung their head to some degree. I think they lost confidence. And I think that's just kind of how it's unfolded. I don't know if they can figure it out in the playoffs. Usually you want to be getting hot going into the playoffs, but I think they're just they're derailed at the moment, and I wouldn't be shocked if Tampa doesn't beat them this coming weekend. I think the Raiders should keep Pierce, but if you're the Raiders and you could make a big splash and go hire Belichick or Pete Carroll or somebody, maybe they do. Plus Mark Davis kind of had a tendency to not go with the interim that's done well. They did that a few years ago. I forgot the name of that interim guy that stepped in the last time they fired a head coach, when they got rid of Gruden. So it's hard to gauge how Mark Davis will run things up there. But I'm doing good, Spencer. Also a Hawks fan for Devin. Devin, be sure to follow. Thanks for being here. I got 10 seconds, so let me get caught up here a bit. You think it's funny? Stop watching roughly after the Super Bowl years ago. Baltimore, San Francisco Super Bowl years ago. Man, that was a pretty cool Super Bowl. Felt like it was a blowout, and the Niners almost came back and took it. Now here you are watching again, looking like a Super Bowl. Yeah, it looks like it could be those two teams in the Super Bowl, right? Fanship is coming for full circle for coffee time. Did you just get bored of the league coffee time with regards to the NFL, or do the Niners playing well? You know, when they are playing well, does that keep you interested in what's happening with regards to the NFL? I'm kind of struggling to move the ball against this guy. I'm backing up here. I haven't played for a few days. I usually do come out and play a little rusty when I haven't been playing. Not to try to give myself a built-in excuse for not winning. You know, you play and you try to win the games and all that, but my decision making is probably a bit off. And I was bummed out. You know, Seattle was that close to sneaking in the playoffs. Same scenario they faced last Sunday. That didn't work out. And then yesterday when Pete, all the news came on Pete, just, man, I don't know, watching his press conference. I was posting on the Seahawks Reddit about it a lot. It's kind of like watching your dad cry or something, for those of us that look up to Pete. I know a lot of people don't like Pete Carroll, and he's chewing gum. He's all raw coach. But, you know, if you've invested as much time into Pete as a lot of Seahawk fans have, he may have resonated with you. And, you know, I'm sad to see him go. If it was me, I would have let him finish out his contract, which would have been this one more year. Rumors around Seattle is that they will be up for Grissel from Jody Allen coming up like within the year. So I don't really understand bring in somebody, and then if there's a new ownership group, they're probably going to clean house again anyways. That may make that job a little bit less desirable than it would be otherwise. So it's a really interesting time that's happening. May not be a good time necessarily for Seattle as it moves forward. Would I like him to take Penix? No, not really. I guess if he slips to him at 16 and they're convinced he's the guy to get, then that's, you know, if you're convinced he's the guy, then you take him. You're praying that the Steelers beat the Bills. Why did we fire Pete? Stupid move, says Blake. I agree. I mean, I think that the time was coming. I just don't think this was the right time for the reasons that I just laid out. Sorry that I got a little bit behind on chat. We'll try the deep ball here to large and hope for a miracle animation. Love the profile picture. A huge Clemson fan. And you live 30 minutes away from the field. Yeah, Ben's a big Clemson guy. So Tua or Love, Tua a million times, and you know, twice on Sunday or whatever between the two of them. Is if you mean who's the better young quarterback. Love's had a good year, but I feel like Tua, when he has protection, he has his weapons, and he probably has better weapons than Love. But I feel like Tua's borderline elite young talent there at QB. Sorry, I'm a little bit behind on chat. Try to catch up as we move along. You think Mahomes still finds a way to the Super Bowl? I don't. I did for the longest time throughout this year, but I don't think they're going to make it. Although I'd be happy to be proven wrong. I like Mahomes a lot. Who's going for the Bills versus the Steelers? I don't really have a dog in the fight. I guess I'm a little bitter. The Steelers messed up the Seahawks playoff destiny there, so maybe go Bills. But Seattle fans, we should be mad at our tackling and our players and the coaching and all that stuff that happened. Steelers came in and kicked our butt. Haven't been here in a hot minute. Hey, welcome in, Jack. Good to see you again. You would run through the wall for Pierce, and you're not even a Raider fan. Yeah, I feel like Pierce is just like a no-brainer move, but we're talking about the Raiders. And I don't mean that as a shot to any of you guys that like the Raiders. It's just one of those franchises that's been dysfunctional for a while. And maybe there's something there in Oakland, right? They came out of Oakland, and we see a lot of dysfunction with the Athletics. And now there's a lot of information coming about the politicians there in Nevada that voted to allow the A's to have $380 million, and they're getting paid from the Oakland A's. So that seems like a huge conflict of interest. So we'll see what happens there. But Raiders just kind of a weird franchise. But I think Pierce is like a no-brainer guy. They should just extend him and roll with him because they were playing so much better under Pierce. So let me ask you guys this, and this goes for everybody that wants to chime in, although I've asked you guys specifically, but all of you, Twitch buddies that I've been with for a long time, TikTok buddies that I'm newer to. If you had a head coaching vacancy, do you want the hot shot offensive coordinator? Ben Johnson's rumored everywhere, right? Ben Johnson's supposedly trying to demand $15 million a year. He hasn't been a head coach yet. Do you want the Ben Johnson type who may end up being like a McDaniels, right? Where McDaniels was the hotshot guy there with Belichick for years, and he's tried it twice and it hasn't worked out. Do you want that, or would you want to have a retread guy like Dan Quinn or one of these veteran, Hall of Fame future guys like Saban? Which way would you want to go for your franchise? And maybe your franchise is like mine. I know we got Seattle fans over in the chat on TikTok. I don't know that I have a strong preference. I just hope Schneider gets it right. But there's something about a guy that's already done it before, knows what they're walking into, versus a 30-something. And we're seeing younger and younger head coaches getting those, big money jobs on the sidelines. And occasionally you find the Sean McVay that just comes in, and man, McVay's mastermind guy. I believe Johnson is the offensive coordinator for Detroit. I'm pretty sure he's the one that everybody's all hyped up about. I'm seeing a lot of talk about him and the Seahawks deals. Ben Johnson to Seattle is a great fit, says KJ. Spencer, hey, great to see you. Sorry that we didn't get to hang out longer. Mikey, good to see you. Always. Should you get Love or Tua? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know there was new cards. I've been off the deal. I've been reading all the Seahawk news, bud. Do you want to run a left-handed quarterback, Ben? Let me ask you that. Because left-hand quarterback, all your plays are reversed. If you're not comfortable with that, I would just say go with Love. You think it's Quinn for your team is ready to continue to go Johnson if your team is young, says Logan in chat. Yeah, that's a good call too. Depends what you're doing. Are you trying to win right now, or are you okay with like the 3-year plan type thing? Logan, thanks for following. Everybody, please be sure to follow too. So let's see. I'm doing good, Dog Pound. Huskies, what's up, Huskies kid? Great to see you. So Carney's going to look up the Philly coordinator, and I feel like those Philly guys were probably in high demand last year. I know Eric Bieniemy is out there. It feels like Bieniemy's been passed over a lot. And those Chiefs teams did well. I know the Commanders are on the upswing offensively, and I wonder if the Commanders maybe give Bieniemy the chance to take over for Ron Rivera. I got a call coming. Let me mute for a second, guys. Well, I think it's okay. Thought it might have been Mrs. Donnie, but it's not. So let's see. We'll keep going. But yeah, how's everybody been? Sorry, I'm a little bit off my game here, trying to get caught up on all the chats. Offensive coordinator for Philly. That's why you were getting confused. Brian Johnson. Yeah, I've heard with Ben they've done a lot to protect him and not let him take lateral moves and all that. Calling about the car's extended warranty. Man, I haven't got one of those in a bit. A month or two ago, I was like every day getting one or two of them AP. I feel like they go in waves. And I know it's supposed to be illegal, right, to do all the phone scammy stuff that these companies pull, but shoot, they do it anyways. Hey, we got Jimmy Graham at the high point. KD, thanks for the follow. Everybody be like KD, please hit that follow button. I'm going to take a delay a game on this one so that way I can get all the shout outs caught up. AP Gaming, great guy. AP Ballparks does a great job of breaking down his experiences when he goes out and about. My man Carne Posada, we've had a lot of fun on numerous games together. Zach does a lot of sports and sports commentary, part of the Baltimore Battery blog, and getting everything covered that way. We shouted out Callie. Callie does Fortnite and other games. I still need to make a Callie command. I've been asking her to make a Callie command, but I need to just go and hunt down all the links. Solo Phil streams as well. And Coffee Time always says he's going to stream. So one of these days we'll get a Coffee Time stream. My main man up north. I think I got you guys caught up on the Twitch side of things. TikTok doesn't have a shout out deal, but if you guys create content, let us know, and then try to follow each other. The finals, Raiders. What's going on with the Raiders? We're just talking about the Raiders. Is it going to be Pierce, or do you want him to go get somebody else? Dead so. But yeah, Holy Dot, right? Yeah, that was a decent throw from me for a change, Logan, for sure. We'll see how this kickoff goes. Sounds like the end of some significant coaching errors. Yeah, definitely, right? Some big names. And you wonder if they, at least I wonder, does Belichick want to go improve something somewhere, or Pete Carroll, or, does Saban have something else in mind? Clear Sky 7, welcome in, Clear Sky. How's your day been so far? But yeah, Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn is rumored to Seattle. Of course, he was our defensive coordinator during the Legion of Boom time and all that. So, going to be interesting to see if Quinn comes in as a retread. Some people blame, Shanahan for that Falcons Super Bowl loss. Other people blame Dan Quinn because the team really fell apart from that point on. And once Shanny left, they played a lot of under 500 football. But sometimes guys have more success their second or third time through too. So that Cowboy defense has been a lot better under Dan Quinn. It's Logan. Welcome over, Logan. Yeah, this is where all the longtime buddies have been. I've been on Twitch for like 7 years. Billy's checks to Las Vegas, and Brady returns at the helm, and we did deflate the footballs and hoist the Lombardi. Hey, I don't hate it. What about Wilson and Pete Carroll coming to Vegas? I saw some Seahawk fans saying that last night. Russell Wilson flew out to Seattle to have dinner with Pete, along with Richard Sherman, Cam Chancellor, Malcolm Smith, Sidney Rice was there. A lot of the legends. Tyler Lockett was, I think, one of the only current players I saw in that picture. But yeah, Russ would get a shot at some revenge against the Broncos twice a year, and Pete's the type of guy that might fit in Vegas there too. I could definitely see him on the Chargers sideline, but Vegas would make some sense too. You survived the operation. Oh, did you guys end up doing an operation? Everything's okay then, Vince? What did I feel about the Pete Carroll situation? I feel all the feelings, man, and it's bittersweet. I love Pete Carroll. I enjoyed his book. I enjoy his audio stuff that I've listened to. I think my perception of Pete Carroll, Emery, before he came the Seahawks coach, was I thought he was just a guy that liked the attention on himself or something, and then we hire him, and it's like, all right, well, this guy's had success in college, right? So let's see how he does. He definitely knows his football. And he comes in, and we win the title, almost got back-to-backs, and I get more and more familiar with him as time goes on, and his whole philosophy on life and everything is just really just like pure optimism, positivity, and really Pete's like the embodiment of what I want to be and I aspire to be as a person, as far as I know. Like if I got behind closed doors with Pete, he might have a different deal, right? But yeah, what he puts out to the world is really what I want to put out to the world. Is just like, yeah, believe in yourself, try to be your best self, all those types of things. So for me, it's hard to see him move on personally. Well, that's what we do around here, Caden. We do the yapping. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go from the yapping to the clapping, because you just got clapped, got banned in our chat. because you don't have anything positive to say. So settle down, listen. You can still watch, but you can no longer participate, Caden. So let's see. Pete's an amazing man and a treasure, says my buddy Dids. I agree. Donnie loved Pete before he went to Seattle. Loved him at SC. I remember watching that title game, USC against Texas, and I was rooting so hard for Vince Young. And I know there's the whole story about Matthew McConaughey having Vince Young over, and they were celebrating through the morning and watching the sunrise and stuff after that upset. And I didn't like Pete Carroll's USC teams. They stomped the Sooners in one of those title games, like 04, 03, somewhere back there. And maybe I just didn't like him because he was so damn successful too. But yeah, now that I know more about him, it's like, man, I definitely like him. Trace, you're gonna be getting clapped too. Braden was ready for you. Thanks, Braden. Yeah, that one has to go. So yeah, here we go. Trace must have been the other guy's burner account. So hey, do whatever you like, but don't do it here. So we're up by 2, 4th and 5. I think let's go for it. Whatever. If I get demoted out of this division, fine. This is fine. Yeah, I think Vegas would make sense. I don't know that Davis wants to step up and pay for more coaches, because I've heard that they're still paying for McDaniels. You would think Antonio Pierce would be pretty affordable in his first time job out there, but who knows what would really happen. Plus, yeah, Pete and Russ reuniting would be like a stranger than fiction thing if those guys buried the hatchet and got back together. And yesterday was cool to see them spending time together. I'm glad Russ has that appreciation for Pete. I saw him tweeting about it right away, and I was kind of ticked off because Pete was still having his press conference, and here comes Wilson with his, "Hey, coach, keep shooting your shot. Best is yet to come." But then he backed up his words with action and flew his butt up to Seattle to be there. And I'm guessing Russ probably still has a house in Seattle and all that too, so it may not be that big a deal, but still cool that he came through to be there for Carroll. One guy that was like a notable admission, I think, was Earl Thomas. So I don't know if Earl's ever really buried the hatchet with Pete, or if Earl's just suffering from all the concussions and things that he's dealt with over the years too. Earl has quite the track record of wild things going on in real life, unfortunately. All right, we'll get the first down. Trying to play keep away and just get this win here if we can. Do I know anything about college? Like, how do I feel about Nick Saban retired? So here's a fun thing. Nonzuno. I saw Saban and Bill Belichick together years ago playing golf at the AT&T Pro-Am over in Monterey. I live in Inland. I'm not in the Bay Area, and I don't think they consider Monterey the Bay Area, but it's the Monterey Bay, right? So it's right along the coast. So it was weird for those guys to both kind of step away here over this last day. And yeah, Belichick probably didn't step away as much as maybe was pushed away, where it feels like Nick maybe just calling it a career. But yeah, I do follow college, not nearly as closely as I follow the NFL, but you can't argue with the success. The guy won 6 national titles. He won at LSU. He went to Miami with the Dolphins. That didn't work out too well, right? He kind of pulled the runner on them and went back to doing the college game. But yeah, what a career. And it'd be cool if somebody could get all 3 of those guys just to hang out and do an interview together, right? Just get like all 3 of them together in a room for an hour, talk about their accomplishments, regrets. Of course, Pete and Belichick are forever intertwined due to the yard that the Seahawks didn't get. And I think that could be really interesting if those guys were willing to take the time to sit and have a conversation with each other. As far as I know, they all have quite a bit of respect for one another. Imagine if Belichick comes to Seattle. I don't think that would happen. I mean, it could. Who knows what'll happen. I'm seeing Harbaugh to Seattle rumors. But you go from Pete, and I was just talking all the cool stuff about Pete and all the positivity. Belichick's more of a chew out your butt type of head coach, right? So I think the culture shock would be weird. Plus, John Snyder's going to be heading up the hiring process, and the guy that brought in John Snyder was Pete Carroll. Z-Dot, definitely appreciate you following. Hope everybody will follow. We're just rolling through. As an Eagles fan, disappointed. I understand. Boy, you guys look like the team to beat there for the longest time, and now it's like, what's going to happen in Philly? So let's see. Sorry, been on a while, going through a lot. Oh, no problem, Tanner. I haven't been on super consistently this week. Did I mute you the other day? Some friendly banner, and I muted you? If you got muted, it was either you got caught in the crossfire, somebody else meant to be getting muted, or you were being a troll. There's a difference between friendly banner and being a salty winner, or just trying to trigger somebody, Devin. So yeah, just be on your best behavior when you're here. I never go out of my way to try to kick people when they're down, and I won't put up with it either. On this side, Ethan, Ethan, you're not muted unless you want to be muted. Good game to our Raider buddy. We'll get the victory right there. Bill reuniting with Jimmy G. Maybe he could get the best out of him, right? Like that'd be pretty cool too. Deadso's made it into our Twitch chat. Please check out Deadso. He doesn't stream a whole heck of a lot, but when he does, it's a good time. He's a really good gamer. So here we go. Your volume was down. I thought you were joking because we're talking about people that got muted in chat previously. Somehow I'm still treading water here in whatever division this is. All Madden. I don't need to be up in All Madden. I'm trying to buy that Devin Hester card, which isn't even that new of a card, but I'm on 382,000. When I checked earlier, I was about 8,000 light. Let's see if we can grab him now. I know there's a lot of new stuff coming out. We're going to have playoff cards and all the fun stuff here before we know it. So you're a Browns fan, probably going to lose because of the injuries that we have. Like, I don't know what's going to happen with Cleveland. I feel like Cleveland was looking really hot, then they lost that last week of the season. And I don't know if they were resting starters or not, but I feel like Houston's kind of a tough game. I think that's the closest to a coin flip game in my mind for this weekend between those two teams. What games are you guys, I'm sure if your team's in the playoffs, you're looking forward to the, your team playing, but what game are you guys looking forward to the most out of this weekend slate? Remember, you have to have Peacock to watch one of the games. I forget who it is, but I know there's a Peacock-only game coming, so be sure to keep an eye on that one. All right, so here we go. We got Hester. We'll take the other Hester out. This one's faster. This will help my secondary. My secondary's pretty bad. You're looking to the Chiefs for OEL Miss Fan. Lions versus the Rams easily. Boy, that's a cool storyline, right? Is Stafford coming home, and they both have aspirations of doing some, making some noise this season. Shoot, who to take out? I guess we'll take out Kobe Bryant. We'll have to take out our other Hester too, I believe. So let me do the little roster shuffle here for a minute. Then we'll get all settled in. So let me be sure what we're doing. Please no Jimmy G. Peacock only game would be your Chiefs for Clear Skies. Man, it's wild that they have a Peacock only game. The NFL wants us to buy a Sunday ticket and all this stuff, and then they don't even have this game included in Sunday ticket. So if you don't buy Peacock, there's no way for you to legally access this game. And I guess there's like a free trial or something is what I've heard. I don't really know, but if they don't want people jumping on some of these other platforms, they really should not probably be doing these things. Flat Zone, Pick Artist. I don't know what I have free. Probably should put something on him. Vamp Clo, welcome in Vamp Clo. How's your day been? Oh, did they increase the AP? I guess they did. AP is up to, we have AP in our chat. AP Gaming, plus we have AP in the game here. I think Flat Zone Knockout is probably pretty important. Although I wouldn't mind having Pick Artist. Can we drop another one on him somewhere? Chuck out. I haven't used this chemistry, so let's try it. You know about the AP and the NHL. Keyword was legally. You're happy they were able to confirm it's Crohn's. Can finally work towards controlling the symptoms. You said you have to get part of the small intestine removed, though, buddy. That sounds like a very serious situation in front of you there, Vinge. I know as young and healthy and as strong as you are, everything will be fine. But it's still any procedures that get done. I had a fiber type thing that was growing here on my shoulder that I had to get removed surgically. And then once they took it out, they said they actually could have popped it, but they weren't certain of that until they did it. I guess Hester can be there too, right? Yeah, we can use Hester twice. Anyhow, stuff's kind of terrifying to sit there and think about. Then once you get there and deal with it, it's not so bad. But want to say I'm certain it'll be fine, but I'm sorry that you're having to go through all this. So set feet lead. Let's see if we take away a few of the other things from the refrigerator and see if that helps. I know set feet lead is supposed to give you better animations. I think I'm still too high. I do like that human joystick on him. So sorry guys, I'm kind of getting caught up with one chat and then I need to get caught up with the other. Everybody on TikTok, hope you guys are great. Walk in, welcome in. We're going to get back into gameplay in just a moment. I need to remove 3 AP here. Should I take it off Kenneth Walker? Yeah, probably. I mean, I got Christopher Okoye too. I do like that that chemistry on him, but I think we'll deactivate that. We'll be invested in our refrigerator running the offense even better. All right, so that was easy. Does Mawai have a superstar? Well, let's see. Can we... I guess we have to take that off of him, but we can put an X Factor on him. Should be good. So see, Eagles versus Tampa, who's winning? Boy, I feel like that's the toughest game to decide who's going to win, honestly. Who do you think wins that game? I know you're asking me. I feel like that one's really close to being a toss-up. Let's try ankle breaker on him, and that gives us an X Factor at least. That should be out there. Pretty good. No problems today. So far, can't complain. Hey, that's great to hear, Chloe. I'm glad you're here hanging out with us and enjoying some of the new season. Playing seasons, but mostly, you know, my streams kind of facilitate sports talk more than anything. I love talking sports with you guys. Undefeated and get slumped by blue. Not trying to hate. Surprise, you don't have the God Squad. I've taken a lot of breaks in the game, Little Peep, to be honest, throughout the year. October, I barely played it because we were on front page carousel for Twitch, so I did a lot of words on stream and other things. It was pretty much close to 24/7 streams on the Twitch side because of all the exposure we were getting. So yeah, this year I haven't been grinding on it nearly as much as I have in previous years. Plus the Seattle theme is fun, but I don't know that it's necessarily the towards the meta as far as the game goes. What's up, Dan? How's Dan doing today? But yeah, welcome in everybody. Great to see you guys. Good to be back, and here we go to the next one. Yeah, there's a moderator. Braden's been great over there. Haven't had a guest appearance by the Bear in a while. Bear's done some TikTok exclusives. Yeah, the Bear got people really out of shape in the Madden community when we're on the front page. It's like, wow, you guys weren't worried about my content until I had a lot of viewers, right? Now you're all coming up with accusations. Yeah, people, when they don't understand something, they get all worked up sometimes. All right, we're playing the Raiders again. Nothing but Seahawks Raiders today. Who do I think should replace Pete Carroll? I don't know. I kind of feel like Harbaugh would be awesome if they got Harbaugh. And he's a guy that I really don't like as a person, but he's a winner, and you know, he would have the chance to extract revenge on the 49ers. So I feel like Harbaugh would be number one. I know Johnson's the hot coordinator. I guess all the teams are trying to request an interview with him. I know Dan Quinn's out there in the rumors. There may be some, you know, dark horse candidate that we don't even have on the radar coming. Another server maintenance tomorrow, says I clamp you. All right, this is my first time playing with set feet lead. I have to scramble less and throw more. Okoye right up the sideline. I should have started spamming R1, but it is what it is. Everybody drop a vote in the poll. Thank you, Joseph, for the likes and shares. Super appreciated. Niners made him. Donnie said, what? Back then, they didn't want me, but now I'm hot. They're all on me. All right. I don't know what garden tools have to do with anything, but yes. Yeah, October got a lot of people been out of shape in the Twitch world. All of you guys that have moderator access already know what I'm talking about. But yeah, vote in the poll, everybody. Here we go. Bear in the chair, maybe back before you know it. Yeah, you know, variable to the Patriots makes a lot of sense. I know that was a hot rumor when he got out of the Tennessee job. There's some Seattle fans that think Vrabel might go to Seattle. I've seen Tomlin possibly getting fired after their season ends. I would think long and hard about that if I was a Steeler fan. But, you know, maybe if Tomlin comes out there, he might fill one of those spots in the carousel. And he might take a year off, too. But I certainly would be interested in Tomlin coming to Seattle, too. Dark horse on that, and just the usual complainers from the sports games. Yeah, if you have the time, and it may be a lot of scrolling, but if you scroll back to October, there was some folks that were really bent out of shape over there. One young lady that we discussed that she used to like tacos, but now she doesn't. She was one of the ones coming in with comments too. Back there. You may know who I'm talking about, AP, without saying it, without incriminating myself. Why would they fire Tomlin? That's what I'm saying, man. Why would you fire a guy that's constantly getting you to the playoffs and having winning seasons? But people get complacent. They think they're going to go from one Hall of Fame coach to a better coach, and like, oh, this guy's lost his edge or this and that. And I hope Seattle didn't make a mistake. I kind of feel like they probably didn't. But I feel like they probably jumped the gun slightly on moving yesterday. Still coaching. He doesn't want to stop. Yeah, I think there's something there, right? When he did the press conference, he's saying he's still pumped up. He's not tired. He's not worn out. All this. It sounded like Pete was kind of putting the word out that he's still up there. Yeah, I agree. I think Tomlin would be a hot commodity for sure. It's a great way to use some time. Yeah, be sure to get caught up on all the goings on. I don't know how Joey Blount is out there for my defense. He shouldn't be out there. So something got off on my substitute patterns here. Blount's he's like an 85 overall. Stefanski, coach of the year. Maybe Nick Saban goes to the Seahawks. Maybe. Although I think if you're hiring a guy that's 72, they may give you the 5-year plan and what they want to do, but I think you just kind of got to wonder, do they get to a point where maybe they want to go spend time with their wives and their kids and the grandkids and all that too. I try not to ever use ageism as a reason not to have faith in somebody, especially as an older streamer, an older gamer, compared to a lot of you guys that jump on and play these games and stream. But I got a feeling it won't be Saban or Belichick replacing Pete. I think out of the three of them, I think Saban's the one that's probably the closest to being done. I think he's 72. I think they're saying they're all like 72 or right at 72. Calling another foot of snow there for tomorrow. Yeah, I saw that there's like the storm is re-strengthening for those of you that are in the East Coast. I hope everybody stays as safe as can be, and hopefully power doesn't go out, internet doesn't go out, so you have some entertainment. Squamish was saying up where he's in Canada, it was going to be like negative 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So I know you guys are dealing with some just absurdly cold temperatures. I get out there and it's just enough cold to get frost on my car, and we're just not conditioned to it, right? Because you're used to what you're used to temperature wise. But I get out there, I feel like I'm just freezing to death if I'm moving around in the morning for whatever reason. Then I think about you guys, and you're literally dealing with like frostbite type temperatures and getting snowed in and all that stuff. And I think, I don't have anything to complain about. I'm just cold because I'm not used to it. Put on another layer and stop whining. Is what I remind myself at times. You think the Seahawks will go offensive coach this time? Yeah, I see a lot of the fan base wants to go offensive mastermind, because that used to be Pete's thing, was he was a defensive coach, and of course the Super Bowl run was very much a defensive team with an offense that could strike back and maintain drives with Marshawn and Russ in the read option and all that. So yeah, it would be an interesting contrast, and they have some good offensive weapons that are already on the roster. I think they're going to have to do some of the hard work right now with, maybe you don't bring back Bobby Wagner. Maybe you have to move on from Will Dissly and Brian Monet, and Tyler Lockett has a huge cap hold next year. Of course, I've mentioned Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs a lot on the stream, but I could see all those guys being gone, and that could have been part of the reason Pete didn't stick around, is maybe Pete didn't want to move on from his guys and his coordinators and, give up some of the say that he has always had since he's been, the godfather of Seahawk football over these last 14 years. Owen Jackson. Welcome in, Owen. How's your day been? If Saban was younger, maybe he would consider the NFL. Hard to go from college where you're in control. You're in control of everything and not having that same luxury. Yep, definitely agree with that. Bofa. Are you going to tell me both of your favorite types of nuts, Jaron? Because if you are, I'm going to tell you to go to manscaped.com and use creator code DFR20 for free shipping and 20% off at manscaped.com. So there you go, Jared. Hit the follow button. Thanks for the jokes. Everybody, please be like Owen. And, yeah, become a follower to the stream. We like a good dad joke out here. Yeah, Jaron liked it. He's following. Lights are flashing for Jaron now. Owen saying he would be sad to see them go. Yeah, it will be sad for sure. And of course, Bobby's already left and he returned. But man, Bobby's he had a great year as far as total tackles, led the league in tackles. But man, side to side agility is down significantly for Bobby. He's tough in pass coverage. I think in a certain role he'd be great. Where you bring him on rundowns and kind of being a mentor to the younger guys, but somebody's probably going to give him a shot to be a starter too. So Jaron saying go Browns. We got a lot of Browns buddies in here. Those of you that are Browns fans, and I already asked Braden, but other Browns fans, are you guys concerned for this weekend? I think that's going to be a really tough and interesting game coming up against Houston. Houston's playing pretty well. And I got another question for you guys. Do you think anybody else is going to get fired as far as the NFL is concerned? I think Tomlin could be in one of those. They're going to have the respect for Tomlin where they won't say he's fired, but he could be one of those guys that they say, all right, we've agreed to mutually part ways. Jason V. Larson. What's up, Jason? Jason, I know you were ready for Pete to be done when we talked about it this past week. How are you feeling today? Because even I saw a lot of the Seahawks fans saying stuff like, I was ready to move on from Pete, but man, it hurts type of deal. Yeah, that press conference, boy, I was choked up for sure. You feel like it's the right path forward. And I feel like we've never got a straight answer on anything regarding, hey, Bentley, you know what else is an L? You're an L, Bentley. Bye-bye. Regarding the whole Jody Allen situation, right? Where when does Jody actually have to sell the team and things? But I've heard like Jody's going to have the team up for sale, Jason, as soon as May. And I feel personally, if she's selling the team in May, it's going to make that position where why do you want to go to coach the Seahawks and then Bezos comes in or whoever comes in, and then Bezos has been the hot rumor for a while. Why do you want to go coach the Seahawks and then Bezos comes in and cleans house anyways? I felt like she should have just let Pete go the rest of the contract, which was up this coming year. Hey, James, you don't have to spam chat. But, yeah, go Hawks for sure. If it takes me a second to get caught up with you guys, it's because we got 3 chats going. Also, I like to finish my train of thought, or else a lot of times I'll forget what I was saying. But, yeah, seems like nobody's safe. Exactly, Dads. That said, feet lead feels like he does get some nice animations, too. James, I told you not to do it. James can't listen. So, James, you got a 5-minute hiatus, James. Thoughts on the Chiefs right now? Shoot, I feel like the Chiefs need better receivers, and I think it's going to cause them a lot of problems come playoff time here. Slayer, not that they won't get through the first round, but it's tough when Kelsey's the best option in the pass game, and teams know that, and they're going to dare you to beat him with somebody else. Zach, welcome in. Good to see you. Great to have an extra moderator around on TikTok side. Love or Vic? I don't know. Is Vic still a free card, or are you talking about a different Vic? I've really lost track of all the stuff that's came out, to be honest with you. I hit square to do run after the catch, not to throw myself on the ground. You think Schneider is a top 5 personnel guy? It's going to be his time to shine now, right? He gets to do his own coaching search, and we'll see how it all goes. Say Doug Peterson, they might give him another go. Yeah, Peterson would be an interesting fit for sure for anybody, right? He's he's had some success, and off to Jacksonville, and yeah, maybe they'll move on. I think Jacksonville, from what I can tell, has really bad ownership. I know Khan has a lot of money, but it feels like he does a lot of meddling and things too. So I don't know. He could be a guy that comes up here before we know it. So let's see, cover athlete. Shoot, I don't know, Ben. You always ask me these, and it's probably better for chat to give you the answer because I haven't played with all those cards. I've been playing with Fridge for like 3 weeks now. But yeah, Belichick retirement's wild. I mean, I don't think he really retired. I have a feeling he's, at least in his mind, is on to his next project, and maybe he'll go upstairs. Jason's over on my Twitch chat. Other Seahawks fans may remember Mike Holmgren retires from the Seahawks, but a year or two later, he becomes like the president of the Cleveland Browns, and it was a disaster. He did a terrible job in that role, but hired a couple different coaches and was going to be the guy that was the mastermind behind the Browns for a while. Maybe Belichick wants to jump into something like that, or maybe he wants to get back down on the sidelines too. They were in the playoffs and completely fell out. Yes, they had a huge collapse, right? I know they won one of the games with Beathard, and they can blame a little bit on Trevor Lawrence getting hurt, but it felt like they lost it, right, for sure. Mike was a terrible personnel guy, hell of a coach though. And Seattle didn't have their success till he relinquished the dual role years back, right? When they first hired him, he was going to be the GM and the head coach, and then they brought in Tim Ruskell, I believe it was. That was the guy that drafted like Lofa Tupu, and Hamlin was a really good safety for us that first year that we made it to the Super Bowl. Once Holmgren did give up the personnel guy. Yeah, the Hutchinson poison pill franchise deal was such a bad thing, and then we overreacted and when we gave Nate Burleson crazy money to try to get back at the Vikings, it felt like, with some pettiness, but there went our Hall of Fame left side of the line, and then Sean Alexander's he got a big money extension too, but his production really fell off a cliff after Hutchinson was out. Not trying to be mean. What I think happens? Oh yeah, we're not going to do that, little peep. That's your second not trying to be mean question, so I don't think you're trying to be that way, but yeah, let's not derail things, peep. Take 5 minutes, come back with something positive to say. Something optimistic or future looking, little peep. All right, speaking of the future, we're trying to get this win. We got a 4-point advantage. Fritz Shermer dying hurt Mike early. Yeah, I remember, being so excited that we got Holmgren and just getting into the playoffs, because that snapped a long streak of, and I don't know how many years it was, but 9-10 years of not making the playoffs. I know it was Cortez Kennedy's last year, and it was his first time going in, and then the Dolphins beat us in the Kingdome. I think that may have been the last game in the Kingdome, right? If it wasn't, it was around that time that the Kingdome was getting phased out. And then it took a while, right, after that to sort of get back there and start having some success under the Mike Holmgren era there in Seattle. And we went through John Kitna, and then he traded the first rounder to go get Matt Hasselbeck, and Dilfer was up there slinging it for a while. Those were some interesting times for sure. And it was early internet days, so I felt like I started being able to follow the team a lot closer back then, late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah, Marino's last game, I remember him driving them down and them getting the late win against us in that one. We'll get our first interception with Hester, and away we head. If you guys are on TikTok, please be sure to follow, like, and share if you haven't done so. So, Jason, who would you like as head coach? I was asking the buddies that have been in here for a bit. Would you want to go with one of the offensive or defensive coordinator, hot shots like Ben Johnson? Or would you want to go for like a retread guy, maybe getting his second stint like Dan Quinn? I know Quinn's out there as I don't know if he's even the hot rumor, but Ian Rapport came out with that yesterday. Like, Quinn will definitely be on the list for Seattle of possibilities to be the next head coach. We get a flag. I guess whatever moves up the field further, and that does stop the clock. Hey, what's up, Commander? How you been? Welcome back in. Great to see you. I hope everybody will be like the Commander and give us a follow. Should trade up for a franchise quarterback. That's what Peter King, the Sports Illustrated writer, was saying yesterday. That report came out right before the Pete Carroll stuff started getting reported by that's a nice throw to Metcalf. So I guess we'll go ahead and clip it. But yeah, that came out like an hour or so before the news started breaking about Pete stepping down as head coach or being removed as head coach and going to the front office. So there is some news around that they should move up, and we'll see. I think it's going to depend on who they hire as head coach. If they hire somebody that's trying to win right away, I imagine they stay with Gino. If they're looking at the 3 to 5 year rebuild, maybe they stay with Gino for the year, but they may package up a bunch of stuff and try to move up to you. Hey, what's up, Big City? Harbaugh, Vrabel, Quinn, Johnson, and Gruden is your list. I agree with you on Harbaugh. I think Harbaugh would be my first choice, even though I think Harbaugh's a lot different than Pete. Harbaugh's a proven winner, and I think he'd have a chip on his shoulder considering how close he got and how things ended with Balky and the Niners. I've heard Harbaugh's really difficult, though, for general managers to deal with, so I don't know that Schneider's going to want to put up with Harbaugh necessarily. But yeah, what's up, Freddie? How's Freddie doing? Saddle sounds like they've all but made their decision, and Dan Quinn is most likely going to be and then cut off the rest of your message. Yeah, maybe it's Quinn that they're going to go to. Yeah, I think he would love to stick it to San Francisco, and I think that would be pretty cool. So let's see. You wouldn't take him back. Why not, Big City? Don't tell me that now that Shanahan's got you guys playing well. How did you feel when you had Chip Kelly and Tom Sula and those guys, and it was a struggle bus? Would you have wanted him at that point? Because I think most Niner fans would have wanted him back then. You may be the exception. You may not have liked Jim's shtick, because I know he wears people the wrong way too after a while. Harbaugh wants the Bears gig. Maybe. I mean, he did play there. Of course, he played at Michigan, and he got himself a title there. When Dan was up there in Seattle, was Al Harris one of his assistants? I don't remember anything on Al Harris, to be honest with you, Cincy. It's been a while. Names have came and gone. Jason's over on my Twitch chat. Jason may remember that name. I don't remember Al Harris. But I don't tend to always memorize all the positional coaches and things. Yeah, they were terrible, right? For a while there, and then they went through Mariucci and just all those different guys for the longest time. Of course, they were great under Walsh and Seifert, but I mean that's going back in the annals of NFL history, at this stage. But yeah, Harbaugh put them back on the map as being legitimate contenders. Hey, what's up, Tight Spot? Thanks for the bit bomb on us, bud. Oh, almost had it. Bad timing, ball hog. Used to be the defensive back for the Packers and a few other teams. Al Harris did the pick six against Hasselbeck. We want the ball and we're going to score a game. Yeah, did he ever coach for us? Or maybe since Bill Dozer's just trolling. Yeah, I remember he was trying to find Alex Bannister, right? Bannister had been a pretty good special teamer for Seattle that season. And honestly, I wasn't even bummed out. I was just so happy to get to watch a playoff game. I feel like that was... it wasn't, of course, we just talked about the game at the Kingdom against Reno, but yeah, we didn't take making the playoffs for granted back then as a fan base, casual. It was just like, hey, yeah, we made the playoffs, we'll see where this team's going, and Hasselbeck was a young quarterback. Felt like the world was in front of us there, and a couple years later, they were in the Super Bowl, and I think Pittsburgh was a favorite in that Super Bowl, but... in my mind, I thought we were going to take care of Pittsburgh and wish the officiating had been better. Terrible for ownership. Okay, I'll get caught up here. That's a long message. We do have multiple chats going, so give me a second here. Iday's good. Yeah, what you been up to, Tight Spot? Cancer to the team, coaches to the bowl, did off the field. No profanity in chat. Big City. I know it lets you get through the S word, but that doesn't belong to my chat. Expect you guys not to do that as VIPs and mods because you overcome the message. Chip Kelly had high hopes for him, and Pansula. Tom Sula never panned out. Had issues with the GM prior to Lynch. Yeah, you guys did have a lot of issues. I thought what's his face was going to keep meddling to Jed York there for quite a while. Seemed like he finally relinquished some of the control. But he's one of the assistants now, is what I'm hearing about Al Harris. Yeah, I don't know much about Harris, but maybe Harris will step in if Quinn takes a head coaching gig. We stream on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok at the same time. May start doing some more over on Kick. Twitch had massive layoffs a couple days ago. Kick, I don't know. I always feel kind of mixed about Kick. Highlight of his tenure. Oh, and Singletary. I forgot about Singletary being there. I think Singletary was before Hardball, though. I remember meeting Dan Singletary's wife. She came to a car dealership I worked at. They were Niners season ticket holders, so they always had some in with the team and the franchise back then. So I remember showing her Chevy Tahoes and Singletary's kids and stuff were there. Yeah, Pete's got the whole thing with Pete is really cool, and if you guys ever never had the chance to read his book or listen to any of his interviews and stuff, I really like Pete. So sad to see him go, but we'll see what happens now. Surprised, not surprised that Belichick's gone. Pots and Pans, he made it over from TikTok. Yeah, thanks for following over there too, Pots and Pans. Pots and Pans gifting a subscription. Dude, you just got here. Thanks so much, Pots and Pans. We're going to get William up on the subscriber wall here as soon as I get a break in the game. Belichick in Atlanta makes a lot of sense, or the Chargers. I feel like if Pete negotiates some buyout, because I think Pete's not willing to leave without getting paid, is just my impression from his presser. I think if Pete gets some type of buyout there in Seattle, or if there's a trade agreed upon, I think Pete wouldn't mind going to the Charger gig. Just being a Los Angeles royalty guy with all the success at USC as well. But who knows what'll happen. Hey, what's up, Matt? How's Matt doing? Jason, you're a fellow Seattle guy. Do you think Pete coaches again, or do you think Pete's done? Of course, somebody would have to be willing to hire him too. Going to be an interesting week or two with all this carousel going on. USC might call him, to be honest, if they continue to underperform. Carney reminded me that the NCAA is still looking to get after Pete for all the stuff years ago, which I had kind of forgotten about. So I don't know if that's water under the bridge, or if that would be a big concern. I'm gonna try keeping in Okoye as a blocker. Too much pass pressure there. DK can't hang on. Better punt away. But yeah, good to see you, Matt. Are you all over the flu now? Well, yeah. I mean, he's been the head coach for a third of my life. He's been head coach for like probably more than half your life up there, big city. Any of you guys that are younger, right? Yeah, he's been there for ages. Same thing with like Belichick. Belichick's, I don't know how many years it had been for Belichick, but what, 20-ish that he'd been up there in New England. Chaos is here. Speaking of New England, Chaos. Do you have a preference on who you would like to be the new head coach of your Patriots? We're going to Chaos on the sub ball too. So let's see. Matt's doing really good. Bring back Bill. Well, he's probably still clearing out his desk, right? Let's see. Almost got it there with Barry. Vrabel would work well in Seattle. He wants Ron Rivera. Really? I feel like Ron's done. No, nobody wants Ron, do they? Fans want Dan Quinn. He's a Pete Carroll guy, and the Seahawks are looking for somebody new. I forgot about this, Matt, but you know that Dan Quinn was on the Jim Mora Jr. roster? He was one of Jim's holdovers that Pete kept. Same thing with Gus Bradley. I was reading that yesterday. Hey, what's up, Charles? Good to see you. Welcome in to the YouTube chat. Not overly fussed. I think anyone up against it. Yeah, I mean, Bill had a heck of a run. Maybe a new location sparks him back up a bit. But as far as coaching royalty goes, you're not going to find somebody with a better resume than Belichick. So he was the D-line coach before being the DC. He's been head coach for the whole life for Link. 4th and 5, couldn't get him off the field after Gus bounced to San Diego. One that can draft and build a roster, get fired for somebody 3 years. It's time to reap the rewards. Yeah, going to be really interesting to see what happens with Kraft. I saw ESPN had a huge article on it about a gulf had widened between Robert Kraft and Belichick. I'm sure they had that waiting in the wings for if this day came. So I may try to dive into that tonight when I'm settling down to get some rest and read up on what happened and what caused it to get to this point. You never really know what goes on as a fan. Like, we speculate, and sometimes stuff gets spun out to the media. But that's usually when it goes out to the media, it's because one party has an agenda that they're trying to put out there too. Man, I watched Fields this past weekend, little peep. I was hoping Seattle would sneak into the playoffs, and you punch your ticket, you never know what'll happen. And I didn't think Seattle was going to do much, but I was hoping they would get in. So we needed the Bears to win. So I had the Bears game over on this monitor. I had the Seahawks game on this one. Totally legal NFL Sunday ticket. Definitely wasn't selling the high seas for free games from the NFL. That would be preposterous. But was watching Fields closely, and Fields just looked terrible to me. I thought he had zero pocket presence. Packers ran a lot of four-man pressure with one spy, and I thought Fields looked completely overwhelmed. If I was the Bears general manager, and I'm not, but if I was, I would definitely be looking to trade Fields and draft a quarterback. And that may not be Caleb Williams. I'm not convinced on Caleb Williams personally, but I don't think Fields is the guy. And that's one game. Like I've seen him before, but that was my first time really settling down and watching Fields closely, and I thought he looked terrible. Packers fan for this week. I don't even know who I'm rooting for this week. I'm rooting for somebody that can go in and beat San Francisco is what I'm rooting for. Somebody go in hot to Santa Clara. Fans want Quinn. Seahawks looking for somebody new. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Quinn, honestly. I wouldn't hate it myself, Mad, if we did go with Quinn. So Charles from YouTube is saying, Vrabel in New England, Belichick needs to retire, so does Pete Carroll. Feels wrong seeing them on any other sideline. In my mind, I can already see Pete with the Chargers gear on and just going up and down the sidelines there in Los Angeles, chewing his gum and, getting that USC tan back that he used to always have when he was coaching collegiately and surfing and just living the life. I could definitely see that for Pete. And I don't know that he's going to go in there and build up the culture the way he did in Seattle at this stage of his life. But I could see him going after it for a couple of years and creating some excitement around that Chargers team, because since they've moved to Los Angeles, they've been second fiddle to the Rams. So I at least I could see it. That doesn't mean it's going to happen, but I could see that happen. Chargers win 11 games next year with Pete, is what Jason's saying on the Twitch side. Rookies are going to be a flop, says Chaos. Rolling with Fields yourself though. Yeah, I thought Fields looked terrible. But that's my 2 cents on it. We might finally hear all the drama with Pete and Russ. Man, I feel like they buried it yesterday. I don't know if you saw the social media post, Mad Wolf, but Russell flew up to Seattle and went to some type of a dinner with Pete. They took pictures together, and Richard Sherman was there, Cam Chancellor was there, Bobby Wagner, Tyler Lockett. Really, a lot of the core guys were at that dinner with Pete Carroll to celebrate Pete's time. I think they may be getting ready to just like, hey, Russ, where are you going? Let's see if we can get together. Of course, if Pete was to go to Los Angeles and take over for Herbert, I don't think they're trading Herbert away for Wilson, but I could see the Raiders maybe getting that combo back together. Not saying that that's what's going to happen, but it wouldn't shock me if we got a stranger than fiction reuniting of Wilson and Pete, because Russell's never looked the same without Pete Carroll being his head coach too. So let's see. So you think Fields needs better weapons and a better offensive line? He has practice squad wide receivers. I strongly disagree, man. Moore looks like a world beater when he has the ball in his hands. Little Pete, they got him in space a couple times against Green Bay, and it felt like he was going to take it to the house every time. So at least they have one good target there in Chicago. As far as the line play and things, I don't know. They were running the ball effectively. Some guys are better run blockers than pass blockers. But I thought Fields would drop back, and instead of hitting his back foot and letting that thing rip, he was just kind of gun shy, looking for the pressure, and then just going down a lot. And some situations are obvious passing downs, and every time it was an obvious passing down, I thought Fields just looked in over his head. But that's my opinion off of one game, which isn't a big sample, and it's a division rival. Packers should definitely know the Bears and vice versa. Nice hoodie. Who's the Super Bowl prediction? I've been on the same deal for about a month, Chaos. I think it'll be Baltimore and San Francisco. I don't want it to be San Francisco. You guys know how I feel about those guys, but they've looked really good most of the year. You don't think he wants to be behind a desk a whole year? So that's the interesting thing, and Mad Wolf that's in the TikTok chat. He's a fellow Seattle fan too. So it's fun talking to you guys that are Seattle fans because you guys are close to the situation and been following it. I I read Jody Allen's statement yesterday, and Jody says, "Okay, Pete's position's evolving, and he'll be an advisor to the team." And I'm thinking, all right, Pete's going to hire somebody, mentor him, and he's on to his next phase, and Pete's going to be all in on this. And then Pete comes and does the presser, and he's getting choked up, and he's talking about his wife Glenna, and I mean, I'm getting choked up watching it, and the whole deal. And Pete's saying, "Hey, I'm not tired, I'm not worn out. I'm ready to go." I don't think Pete wants to be behind a desk at all. I think he wants to get paid, though. I think Pete wants to get whatever is owed to him this year. And he's under contract one more year. So he may have to do some little song and dance with the Seahawks. Jody might offer him 80%. John Schneider might be trying to trade Pete Carroll, right? I don't really know how that's all going to play out, but I agree. I don't think Pete wants something else. I think he wants to run a program somewhere. Now, will he get the Seattle deal where he's in charge of personnel and in charge of his GM? I don't think that'll happen at this stage of his career, but could definitely see somebody picking up as a head coach somewhere. So let me get the buddies up on the wall. Thanks again to my buddy Charles Gibson. Came in, followed us over on Twitch, gifted a sub to William. So Pots and Pans and Chaos, we're gonna get you up there on the sub wall. Chaos has been a subscriber for 78 months. I've been streaming for 7 years. Chaos has been here for just about all of it. Thanks, Chaos, for all the support. Let me get the names up there. Chaos, how was your cruise, by the way? Hope you had a great time checking out some new locations there in Australia. The buddies are on the wall. We have quite a bit of chat in TikTok, so I don't think we need to do a restart. Occasionally, TikTok, it feels like you do a restart, and you might ride the wave to the For-You page. Those of you that are here, please chat, of course, and follows, likes, and shares make all the difference. Little Peep just followed us. Thanks, Little Peep. We want to get all the discoverability and grow, and we're approaching 10,000 over there. 10,000 opens up a lot of new things you can do as a TikTok streamer and video uploader, for lack of a better term, content creator. So let's see, Browns or Houston? Hey, Pain is real. Great question. Sorry, bud. I was mid ramble there for a minute. I think that's the closest to a coin flip game out of all the games this weekend. I think the NFC equivalent is the Philly Bucks game that could go either way. If I had to pick, I think the Browns get it done. But man, that Houston team, when Stroud's going is just electric too. They've turned it around. Stroud is a great selection. Hopefully he stays healthy. So let's see. Chaos, reckon one or two of them is going to stuff up. No idea who will beat them. Good. Got a good tan. Played some golf. Nice to relax. Played a Greg Norman design course. Chaos liking the Buccaneers won by 17. That Philly team, I think, is just hard to know what's going to happen. Maybe they put the demons behind them and go out and play like a Super Bowl contender, and maybe Baker Mayfield carves them up and throws for 450 yards, and then they get smashed. But it feels like they're cooked. It feels like the Niners went in and bullied them and ruined their season. And I know there's injuries and there's more to it than just that. I don't mean to make it sound like they're just like mental midgets. They were that close to winning the Super Bowl last year. It's a good team. But something's wrong in Philly. I don't know if it's the coaching. I don't know if it's the players or, some combination thereof. But, yeah, something's wrong with the Eagles. They were looking so good for so long. So let's see. Okay, hope Tampa wins because of Baker Mayfield's his Little Peep. Yeah, Baker's he's an easy guy to root for. I like Baker a whole heck of a lot myself. That set feet lead, I feel like the ball's coming out faster, and I'm catching guys in their routes a little bit earlier. It's almost like it's putting the receivers in a better animation with more separation there. So we get a dot out to Jimmy Graham. We'll hit the gritty and see if we can make it into the playoffs here. This is a win or go home game. I was 1-2 on the season, and here we go. Baker's grown on Jason over the years. I would put chat in the Twitch chat, but your channel requires phone number. Sorry about that, Matt. Yeah, I've had a long, winding deal on Twitch over the years, and sometimes you got to keep the trolls at bay. So I think that's the setting that I've had. Last time we kind of had a troll run. I may toggle that back off eventually. Yeah, like who wants to get a text message to your phone necessarily just to chat? But pretty sure we put that in because we were dealing with nonsense over there. And it's probably been like that for 4 or 5 months. But now that I know that you're unable to chat with us there, maybe I can switch that out for a bit. Just see what it does, and if we need to make a change, then we will. Devin Hester, that Hester card's not bad defensively. He shouldn't be. He's a 93, but he's been good for us. I lost a gain. What's going on, lost a gain? How did we lose you as a follower? Welcome back, bud. I see you on my TikTok feed. Hope I didn't do anything to offend you. YouTube, Baker's a cool dude. Plays with the right spirit. Somebody was all irritated when Seattle beat Arizona because there was a picture of Tariq Woolen, and Woolen was grabbing himself as Prater missed that field goal and the Seahawks won that last game of the year. And it's like, you're making a big deal about nothing. This was going on the Seahawks Reddit, and somebody commented and said, man, if Tariq Woolen's getting you upset, you're going to hate Baker Mayfield. But yeah, I think Baker plays with the right deal. It's a game with a lot of emotion, and those guys are risking their health. And personally, I'm not dying to sign my son up to play football, particularly contact football. But yeah, those guys are out there. Any play could be the last play of their career, right? And yeah, I think Baker just comes out. He's fired up, and he's trying to fire up his teammates. I like how he plays too. But I don't know what my record is. If you guys remind me to look, I can take a look and see what the record is post-game. Flag footy, big O to the Olympics. We've been doing basketball. It's basketball season here, so he likes it to some degree, but the one that really loves it is my 4-year-old. She goes nuts for it. She wants to know when it's basketball day. She wants to know when it's practice. She wants to go practice in the garage. We have one of those pop shots. She's very, very competitive, and cracks me up. I'm glad she has that much enthusiasm for it. For him, it's more like, yeah, let's go play around with the friends, than anything. I'm afraid to throw it. I don't have whatever that is called, the re-energizer chemistry. I took it off of Perry for the set feet lead, and I start scrambling around back to old habits, and that's catching me here. Your record is flawed, just like yours. Or his record is flawed just like mine. Shoot, I don't see anything open. Let me just take 3 and make it a 2-possession game. Lost a game, says Madden 24 is rigged. How is it rigged, buddy? Tell me more. I want to go down this rabbit hole with you. 2023 Yamaha. What's up, bud? Good to see you. Sorry to any of you guys that are, the nighttime buddies. It felt laggy on the way up. This story is old as time with the kicking. It felt laggy on the way up. I overcorrected on the way down, and I missed that gimme kick. So shame on me. Let's just get out here and play defense, I guess, since we're playing so bad. There goes Mike Vick. That's wrong, Vick. Throw it to someone open and it gets intercepted. Yeah, that was pretty bad miss. So, Chaos, would you like to have Vrabel come in as the head coach? I know he has some ties to Belichick, and of course, he was a New England guy in his playing days, or you just want like the best available guy, and you don't. He'd be ideal to you, okay? Yeah, I don't really know who I want that much. I would be excited if they got Harbaugh, although I think Harbaugh, his personality, it's probably a 3 to 5 year deal before he starts to grade on people. Of course, he's beloved in Michigan. He can probably stay there as long as he wants. But I kind of wonder if he has that feeling of unfinished business. Other than that, I guess I just got to trust John Schneider, hopefully to hire the right person to take over in Seattle. Madden 23, you were 40 wins against 30 losses. This year, you're 10 against 38. What game mode are you playing? Lost a game? Whoever they pick, got to be given time. You guys legit suck. What's weird to me with the Patriots, and of course I don't follow them the way I follow my favorite team, but that first year when Brady leaves and Mac Jones comes in, I thought Mac looked really good. I'm pretty sure they got 10 wins that year. And I thought, like, man, this sucks for the rest of us that wanted to see the Patriot downfall, because they're going to be a good team after really no rebuild. And then the last couple years, it's just been so rough there. So I don't know if it was, if it was on Belichick, if it was on the personnel, or really what all caused it to be as bad as it has been. And of course, there's always blame to go around. It's not usually just one thing, but I felt like they were close. I thought, like, man, they're right back in the thick of it, and they didn't even have to suffer. And then, it didn't really work out that way. Mac could be given another crack. Mac Jones' rookie year was really good, and he's just gotten worse every year. Doubt it'll happen. Yeah, it almost feels like, to me, that Jones needs to go somewhere else now. Like, the fans are probably tired of him, and you just want to see somebody else be the guy, and putting butts in the seats is always a consideration for these teams too. NFL games are usually going to sell out, but you can get in you can end up in a Carolina situation where there's tickets for $3 or something because the team's just so bad that there isn't interest in them. And Patriot fans, I mean, they've been used to winning titles and competing for them, so you could see, like, hey, I've been a season ticket holder, but I'm going to just go ahead and sell my tickets this year because we're trash, causing there to be less interest in, from the fan base if they keep going with Jones. But, they bring in somebody else, or they draft a guy. Okay, this is a new spark. It's a new start and all that too. Dallas or Green Bay. I think Dallas romps in that game, JP, personally. But, any given Sunday, but I think that'll be a Dallas multiple possession win. I think they win by at least 10. You think no quarterback would have went too well in the current Patriot team? Yeah, I mean, Bailey Zappi didn't set the world on fire statistically. I know he had a couple good games, but and maybe Bailey's not a long-term answer either. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens out there for New England, and who they'll go with, and what the positions will be. I don't even know how many open positions there are right now. I feel like there's like 7 or 8 open positions. I may be a little bit high on that, but a lot of teams trying to set up interviews at the moment, at the very least. Try to go high point pass to Graham. I saw his defender was there in spy. I'm running the same play too often. I mean, I don't run that many plays anyways, right? Hey, what's up, Duck? Great to see you, and quack, quack. How are you doing? Patriots fans have no space to complain and moan. As a Commander fan, you have no fun watching football. They can suffer for a decade for all you care. Hey, tell us how you really feel there, Nats fan. And can't fit that one in either. I'm only 2 of 5 on the pass attack, so I think we better punt away. Oh, what's up, Pilly? How's Pilly doing? You're a little late. What's my thoughts on Pete not being the head coach? Hate it personally. I would have, if it were up to me, and it's not, I would have let Pete coach this last year. I think there's a ton of rumors that Jody Allen's going to sell the team. I don't understand hiring somebody to be a lame duck coach. James, I don't know if you got dropped on your head as a baby or what's going on with you. All the love in the world to you, James, but you can't flood my chat. Already timed you out once. Now you're banned, James. Don't be like James. Yeah, James gone. He had his opportunity. Couldn't act right. Can't take him anywhere. This James fella. But yeah, he gone. Speaking of he gone, Diggs was supposed to go out of bounds here. We came in with a weak tackle. So anyhow, T30. Yeah. Knowing what I've heard, what I've read, Jody Allen's going to sell the team, right? So if Jody's selling the team, putting the team up for sale this spring or summer, I would have just let Pete finish it out. And then new owner's going to probably come in and clean house anyways. Now, if they go and hire, John Harbaugh, and they have a wink and nod agreement, that could elevate the value of the franchise, bringing somebody like that in there. But if they go with a offensive coordinator that isn't proven, I don't know how long Bezos is going to give that guy as far as rope to go after it as the head coach. I mean, he might give him a year or something, but I would think that would be a big mistake. So I felt like maybe we put Pete through hell yesterday to go do that presser, and then they're just going to make a change again off of a lame duck coach like Jim Moore Jr. was after one season. Now, all that said, I could be completely wrong. Maybe Jody Allen, she knows what all the requirements are from Paul Allen's will, and what she's allowed to do and not allowed to do. Maybe she's going to own the team the rest of her life, and she just want to go another direction. If that's the case, then hey, more power to her. Because now she's invested in the team and she wants to see them succeed, and they couldn't agree on the same vision, and Pete's apparently into the front office, at least for the time being. So I guess we'll have to all see how it plays out. But at the moment, I don't think it was a great move. But eventually they got to do something anyway. So I guess we're doing it a little early in my mind. But yeah, I'm a Seattle fan, Matthew. Do I think Dallas could beat San Francisco for the championship if they both make it? That game's going to be in Santa Clara if it happens. It's going to be super bitter for the Cowboys to have their season end at the hands of the 49ers for 3 straight seasons. If that scenario plays out and if San Francisco wins. Do I think they could beat them? Yes. Do I think they will beat them? My money, if I had to put it, would be on the 49ers. And I don't like the 49ers. But I feel like they're going to be probably fine up until they play the Ravens, if they do play the Ravens in the Super Bowl. I think the Ravens at the moment have their number, and we'll have to see if the Niners can counteract that and play better. Because the Niners got punched in the mouth at home on Christmas Day, and when they see that Raven defense line up against them, we saw how Brock Purdy pretty much choked once he got down and, got some pressure on him. And that's my knock on Purdy, is that I think it's really easy for him when they're playing from in front, but I'm not convinced that he's this elite quarterback that people are trying to make him Tom Brady based off of, a season and a half of play or whatever he's had. But they got all the playmakers and stuff there in San Fran for sure. I know you disagree, but I was asked a question, so I'm answering it, Pilly. So, Pilly, if you disagree, well, how do you explain away the Christmas Day game? What's going to be different in the Super Bowl? Just be more prepared, or what will be different? To be honest, watching the Cowboys lose playoff games is one of your favorite things in sports for chaos. Who do I think the 99 overalls are going to be next year? No idea. Yeah, the Madden rating thing is always weird to me. And I don't usually play regs. I tend to play Ultimate Team like we're playing today. So I don't know who they'll give a 99 rating. I don't even know how many players had it this year. I'm guessing just 3 or 4 guys get it. Maybe Mahomes hangs on to it, although he's had a tougher year. I think in large part due to his receivers. Tyreek Hill seems like he's the best receiver in football. Maybe he gets one. But yeah, I don't really know who will get it as far as being the 99s. Hope Dallas doesn't win it because of social media. I hope San Francisco doesn't win it because I live in Niner territory. If I lived up in Pacific Northwest, I don't think I'd feel as strongly about the 49ers as I do. But I'm not around fellow Seahawk fans. I'm only around you guys when I fire up stream. I'm around Niner territory all the time, so that's that's my nightmare scenario is the Niners winning and everybody having their stupid flags on their car windows and all that stuff. No offense to Pilly, Mama, and Carney Basada and my Niner buddies that are here. Love you guys, and you guys are fun to talk sports with. I think Lamar's going to get it. I know Dak has a strong argument. He has quite a few better statistics, but I think Lamar's the MVP. His team has a better record. You think the Rams are going to beat the Lions, in your opinion? Are you a Rams fan, David? I can't remember. I know a couple of you guys are Rams fans that pop in on the TikToks. I don't. I think the Rams will get stomped in that game. But if I'm wrong, feel free to come back and remind me that I was wrong. I think the ones that are going to be dangerous for the home teams are Tampa and Philly. Philly's a unique wild card in that they're pretty stacked. And then I think the Houston-Cleveland game's another one that could go either way. I feel like those are the two hardest to predict games. Otherwise, I pretty much think the home teams are taking care of business the rest of the week. That was actually going to be a lateral that was behind Refrigerator Perry, so I'm probably good that came off as an incomplete pass. Hey, the MVP award is just a quarterback award. They should have a separate award, honestly. Baseball does. Baseball has a Cy Young and an MVP. So you have a pitcher award and you have a most valuable player. I think the NFL needs that. I think you need the best quarterback award and an MVP award. And yeah, it could be a quarterback gets both, but it should really be a separate thing. because yeah, it's very much almost always a quarterback award. I think Trent Williams honestly may have been the most valuable player in football this year. Andrew S., welcome in, Andrew. Thanks for the follow, everybody. Please be like Andrew and follow. Lamar got it. It's not all just stays. I don't know what you mean by that, Garrett. I must be misunderstanding your message. All right, so we'll get a timeout there. Philly has Marcus Mariota. Okay, so let's see. You think that Purdy is the franchise quarterback? Here's the issue, says Pilly Mama. Is that he needs to make better reads, and if it isn't there, make the play otherwise. Line needs to give it a bit more time for those things to take place. Okay, we get large and arm the RPO for the touchdown. Some guys said it was because Dak gas better stats, he would win. That's probably autocorrected has to gas, but yeah, I think Dak does have a lot of better statistics from what I was looking at the other day. There was one of those infographics that got made up, and I think he's thrown for more yards and more touchdowns. But yeah, I don't know. Ravens were the best team in football this year, and I think that's part of the award too, is how good your team is. High ball tight end in the red zone, it's very good. Thanks for the suggestion, Little Peep. Usually we try to avoid the backseat game and in the chat, so could be close. Don't know if they are, says David. Yeah, I think the Lions take care of business in that game. Rams are kind of one of the darling franchises in that it seems like they get a lot of favorable calls come playoff time. I imagine Godell doesn't mind seeing the Rams stick around with that huge media market. But, yeah, I think the Lions have quite a bit of a skill advantage over Los Angeles. In Los Angeles, there's a ton of credit, man. I don't like them. They're a rival. They got Seattle twice this year. And I think you got to give McVay a lot of credit because he's gotten a lot out of kind of a marginal talent team there. Puka was a heck of a pick, and of course Cooper Kupp's as good as you're going to find at wide receiver. But they have $80 million in cap space, is what I was reading for next year. I imagine the Rams are going to be reloaded and back in the mix in the NFC West. I mean, they're in the mix now, but in the mix to win it all. Browns, they did get robbed. The officiating was absolutely ridiculous on that check-in thing. I don't even blame Cowboy fans or any of that. Sometimes Cowboy fans have gotten frustrated with me talking about it. Just, officiating is pretty bad in the NFL. Why that is, if it's a conspiracy or if they favor certain teams or if officials have favorite teams that they get to officiate the games on, I don't really know. But there's always a lot of unexplained, questionable calls year after year, and I think the NFL is as bad as any professional sports league that you're going to find. Opponent going for it. I didn't really want to touch him down there. I wanted to let the clock expire. Hey, what's up, Hog Johnson? How are you doing? I'm trying to say your name without cursing. What's the second part of your name? Boom. What's going on, Boom? Da Boom. How's your day been? Thanks for the follow on TikTok. Everybody, please be sure to follow on TikTok. I feel like Campbell should have won Coach of the Year because very few wins to a very good team. Well, they were right there to make it into the playoffs last year, right? If Seattle would have lost last year on the last week, they could have beat the Packers to go in, if I recall correctly. So they were close, but they did have a nice step up this year for sure. So see, any NCAA news? No, the hot rumor was we were going to get a trailer, right, for the national championship game, and then that didn't happen. That was an interesting read, says AP. Let's see, 24 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, underwhelming stats for current NFL quarterbacks. Yeah. I think part of the thing with Jackson is that he extends plays and he can always break you down with his legs too. So you have to look at that. But I don't think he threw up crazy rushing numbers this year. Pilly loves Kirk Cousins as a quarterback. Do you guys think Cousins is going to be the quarterback next year for the Vikings, or do you think the Vikings will move on? But yeah, I'm doing good. Hog, what's your thoughts on the whole Carroll situation? If you have any to share with us. I've been talking about it quite a bit through stream. 800 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns. Zach saying move on. So yeah, if Cousins goes, then that opens up the Vikings job for, Russell Wilson or Drew Lock or, a rookie to go in there. Be interested to see maybe Jimmy Garoppolo gets another shot to start somewhere. And then I'm curious who will pick up Kirk Cousins if he does leave Minnesota. Chaos saying you would keep him. They got a good one with Cousins. Pilly thinks he'll move on. That's man coverage. That was bad coverage for me. Got way off the mark there. He did a good job with Shannon Sharp to get that at the high point and snatch it away. I thought I made a good interception there with Pascal. Didn't work out. Think it was a good time. Need to make a lot of changes in your opinion. Do you have a preference for head coach? Myself and Jason are both pro Harbaugh. I know there's some Seattle fans that do not want Harbaugh under any circumstances. I don't think that I necessarily like Jim's personality, but you know, you play to win the game, and he's been a proven winner. But I'm curious to see, you know, who Hog Johnson might like. We're going to get inside that ball with Sherm and get the interception. I wasn't trying to get out of the end zone. The game can be so laggy at certain times during the day. I think particularly in the afternoons like this, that it's just not as responsive as it should be. I'm trying to go out of bounds and not return this thing because I knew I wasn't going to get past the 20, but it is what it is. Going to try to get the Bosa or Love card. I don't even know what I'll have to do to get them, to be honest with you, Jaime. I've been catching up on all the real-life Seattle Seahawk news over the last 24 hours and really out of the loop on Madden at the moment. Got your phone taken away, cannot join. Well, hey, do whatever you're supposed to be doing, Aiden, with regards to your parents or your caretaker. I'm glad you have your phone back now, but if they need you to do your chores or get your homework done, those things are always more important than streams. I'll be around and here to entertain you guys as often as I can be. Cousins just not consistent enough, says Little Peep. But yeah, no problem, Commander. Welcome back. So let's see. I'm trying to just be sure I'm caught up on all three chats and keep the game going for us as well. Yeah, good job from him to come in with his user and get me there with Ed Too Tall Jones. We're up by 11, so we don't have to necessarily score. Not that I want to punt here, but don't want to throw a pick six either. Let's see what we get. Leading out to Christian Okoye. He's got a little pocket of space, and the Nigerian Nightmare gets us the first down. Now we can take off some more clock. Commander, wish you could gift us. Not going to lie, but you're broke. No problem, Commander. I'm glad you like the content that much. Tyreek Hill, God wide receiver, or was he better when he was on the Chiefs? I haven't watched the Dolphins a lot this year. I know he's had some statistically big games there in Miami. He's one of those guys that, like a lot of them, relies on his speed, has good hands, gets good releases and things too. I'm guessing Hill's going to start to fall off the cliff, here in the next couple of seasons. But he's still a big target, and he's dangerous coming these playoffs if he's healthy enough to make it through 4 quarters for Miami. Boy, that throw was terrible. I guess we were under pressure. Thought we had Jimmy wide open for a minute. Browser crash. Welcome back, Billy. Yeah, I know he had the house on fire. Don't know if you guys have kept up with social media regarding him, but I know there's some... I don't even know what you would call it. There's like a picture collage that shows all the baby mamas for Tyreek Hill. I think he's had like 7 kids with 6 different women over the last year or something like that with regards to Tyreek. So I think he's making some really bad decisions in real life. It's his money and it's his decision, and the ladies consent to be with him. I mean, it's whatever. But he's going to burn through all his money once his playing days are over, and he may be on the road to ruin making those decisions. So I can't. He's a guy I have a hard time praising because I think he's just kind of an idiot, but he's a good receiver for sure. Yeah, Cheetah's got a new meeting for sure. If you watch for 2 hours, they give you the free 92, says Jaime. Is that today or is that a different day? I know there was a Jonathan Taylor. I think I messed up on getting that one, Jaime. So let's see. Donnie, hear you out. Belichick was a Giant under Bill Parcells. Always speaks highly of the Giants. Could definitely see Belichick ending his career as a Giant. Yeah, maybe. That would presume that the ball would be uprooted, but the ball doesn't really have anything to hang his hat on to go to Giants ownership and say, hey, don't fire me. I'm as good as Bill Belichick, and we're close to winning a title or something. I threw it right to Thomas. I thought I could fit it in there before he got the animation. Obviously, that didn't work out. So, yeah, that stinks. But that was on me. Have I watched Fool Me Once on Netflix? I don't have Netflix. I haven't watched it. Quick on the field, quick in the bed. We'll always love Pete. Hey, you don't have to spam it in chat. You don't have to do uppercase. It's all good. I love Pete too. That's not going to change. Even if he goes and wins the title somewhere else, I'll still love Pete Carroll. It was yesterday that you could have got it. You love Hill personally. He's doing good this year. Yeah, Hill. I mean, of course, he had the allegations of, smacking around a family member, a toddler. So I've always kind of thought Hill's probably a bad dude in the back of my head, although they never pursued anything as far as I'm aware. But yeah, I don't really like Tyreek. Now, if he was on the Seahawks and scoring touchdowns, I'd be rooting for him to score touchdowns, but he'd be a person that I still wouldn't like him off the field type of deal. So I get Dolphin fans rooting for him, or Chiefs fans that used to root for him, but can't say I'm really rooting for him to be the best guy at the position for much longer. It glitched, said it twice. No problem, Quack. Yeah, welcome back into chat. How long is he going to be on Miami? I think he got a huge contract when he went there, right? I don't remember the length of the contract, but I remember Rosenhaus, his agent, was pretty pumped up on that. Did I used to play Call of Duty Zombies? No. I don't think I've ever streamed Call of Duty. What's the saying? Can't beat him, join him. Bill 0-2 against the New York Football Giants. Yeah, that would. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, that's true. It'd be kind of ironic to see him over there after the undefeated team came to an end to that Giants team. You like the streams? Probably the best Madden streams you've been in. Sorry you don't get more views. Hey, views go up and down, bud. You guys can always help influence the views if you're on the TikTok live side. Follows, likes, and shares make all the difference. If you share, maybe your friends come in and follow. So we've definitely had our share of success there too. So I don't really buy into that as like a limiting thing. I don't know what the view count's at right now. I don't actually care. I always shut off my view count where I don't focus on it. I just want to interact with the viewers that come through. But there's been TikToks where we've had over 2,000 in chat, and usually I'll average 70 to 120-ish on most of the TikTok lives. It's enough to get in front of folks and connect with them. So that's the main thing, is just looking for growth. Hey, Brandon, welcome in. Definitely appreciate you following us. Hope you're having a great day, Brandon. Brandon, the latest one on TikTok. Don't know how we missed that throw that badly. Wonder who the head coach is going to be. You and I both. Yeah, we've been hashing it out quite a bit, Barnaby. Yeah, I've never played Call of Duty throughout the years. I think Stiff Arm is... I think it's square. I kind of do it off muscle memory. I don't even think about it. No, maybe it's triangle. Only the Madden streamer that reads chat. Hey, Blaja, welcome back in. My preference would be try to go get Harbaugh for anybody that's just tuning in. But I don't know that Harbaugh's a good fit. I don't know that John Schneider wants to put up with Harbaugh. He didn't end well in San Francisco with Balky, so who knows what'll happen. I think there's a good argument for and against Dan Quinn, and then a lot of people are very hot on Ben Johnson as being like the next great head coach. Sometimes those hotshot coordinators don't work out as head coaches, so I don't know. I guess they're all a possibility too. Change the TikTok user. Yeah, no, it's all good. Yeah, welcome in, love. How is the best? I think you mean who is the best team. I think the best team in the NFL is Baltimore at the moment. Until somebody stops them, it looks like it's the Ravens. If somebody beats them, then maybe they're the team that wins it all. All right, looks like we're on to an all Madden playoffs. Hopefully, I can finish the whole thing here before the game's done. I mean, the whole playoff season. So here we go. But yeah, we got 11 followers on the TikTok stream. Hope you guys will hit that follow button, become number 12. A lot of the TikTok streams we get over 100 followers. They a little bit of a different hours for me. Usually I'm on in the mornings and late nights. Been off my hours here a little bit. Stream's good. What's up, Rafalk? How you been? Great to see you back in. Check the head-to-head record. Where do I go check it at? All right, so let me shout out Bama. Let me shout out Pilly. Lost again. Thanks again for the heart me. Wyatt, thanks for following. Everybody be like Wyatt. Jump in on the follow button. Get the lights flashing in here. Spam X going towards the opponent, says Bama, to get your stiff arm on. Yeah, I'm good, Morrison. How are you feeling about the Lions hosting the Rams this week? I was Seattle in that game. Am I from Seattle? No, I'm just a Seahawks fan. Snow day tomorrow. So people keep telling me check my record. I don't even know where you see your record totals. You guys are gonna think I'm no life in, but I do a lot of my content on Madden. So Morrison thinks the Rams will win. Yeah, I bet snow day for a lot of you guys and gals, right? With all the winter action on the East Coast. But I don't know where you can see your lifetime record thing. Why has it got me in division and also saying all Madden? I don't get that. All right, so I don't know where it's at, guys. Maybe it was in leaderboard. Nobody told me. They wanted me to check the record, but we're 5-2 as far as the season record. I think there's like a lifetime record now that gets tracked as well. So I probably have time for 2 full games. But if we get it quit out, we might be able to try to ride all the way to the Super Bowl, provided I keep winning, which is no guarantee. So it's on leaderboard. I'm sorry, Garrett. Yeah, I was asking. I didn't see you tell me where it was. So I don't want to derail stream too much. We got Moss, Levis, and Vernon Davis against us in this one. So Morrison's got the snow day. Yeah. Quick poll of TikTok and Twitch chat and anybody over on YouTube if Charles is still there. Are you guys affected right now by the winter storms? I'm sure Bama is out in Alabama because I think it's hitting Alabama, Georgia, all the way through to Chicago. It's going to be really bad. I know a lot of the Canadian buddies are getting hit by pretty severe weather too. And I read the storm originated in the Pacific Northwest, so I guess there's strong storms up north. Here it's just California cold for us, but it's nothing too bad. You guys are getting there in Kansas, getting hit with it. Definitely yikes, says Bama. Bama girl, how do you feel about Nick Saban stepping down? I'm sure it's an emotional deal being a Bama fan, kind of like it is for us Seattle fans seeing Pete step down or get pushed out, whatever the real story is. And same thing for Patriot supporters too. Prediction on the new coach. Yeah, I was just kind of winding over to that one too. Good to see Wags in here. How are you? Am I with Pete? Pete was absolutely one of my heroes, for sure. So sad to see that. Wags, don't be a troll. This guy must be either coming to the stream or making a million adjustments. Emotional but happy for him. You will. So who do you think's coming to Alabama? Well, everybody's talking about Belichick today. Yesterday, Carroll and Saban both had headlines when I looked at the sports news. But yeah, I mean it's three legends. I don't feel like Carroll's being overshadowed. Personally, he was just the first one, so you know how the news cycle goes. It just goes on to the next thing. Well, one thing with Carroll, the initial reporting was he was going to the front office, and that was what the Seahawks statement was. But when you listen to Pete's press conference, it sounds like he's not going to be doing much of anything. You didn't even like my tweet, Wags. Disappointed in you. And I didn't even go and ping you about Nebraska or anything. I just figured Wags already saw it. I'll get his thoughts when I see him. But what happened in the Nebraska game, Wags? Since you're coming in with I don't know, some nastiness from Wags. I'm sure you guys will still be fine. You're going to lose a game here and there, no matter what. Fan of Batman. What's up, Batman? Where's Harrison Jr. going? Probably the next guy off the board once they're done taking quarterbacks. Maybe Arizona? I don't know for sure where Marvin ends up. Oh yeah, Wilson went up to visit with him last night. Yesterday. Can't access your Twitter. Did you lose your password, Pilly? So they made 60% from 3. Sometimes it goes that way. You just get against a team that's hot shooting in basketball. Didn't want to fumble. Lucky to get back on it. Somehow I called a no huddle play. Alright, so Quay doesn't get much. Purdue shot 40%. That wasn't the issue this time. But yeah, I was kind of surprised to see the scoreline. I saw it on my phone because I was just looking through the stats a couple nights ago when they played. And I saw Purdue was down, and I assumed it was the women's team. And then I went and looked. I was like, oh, wow, it's pretty surprising. But Nebraska had a pretty good winning record, too, from what I saw. Try to high point Graham. He gets the feed in. We'll get the lead. We're in our playoffs. Going to be 18 degrees tomorrow when you have to go to school. You guys aren't canceling school at that temperature? I guess if there's no snow, you can just go be cold then. For the most part. But Ohio State, great to see you. And what's up, Cole Moss? How's your day been? Why haven't you received your Ray Lewis yet? Any idea? He was there when I logged in. I wish I had a better answer for you, Jess, but I don't know why. You haven't gotten him. Maybe your game needs to update or something, but who knows? They might cancel, not sure. Has to be below 0 to cancel school. 18 is not that cold. It's cold out here. We're not used to 18 degrees. I don't know if I've ever felt 18 degrees, to be honest with you. I know we've been in like the mid-20s a lot, but it just doesn't get that cold. Pilly got her Ray Lewis. You're at tier 10. Yeah, I got the 86 Ray Lewis. I'm assuming that's what you're referring to. I got it when I logged into the game. Have you tried closing the app and shutting off your console and all that stuff, Jess? Wish you had a better team. The cards are going to go down, so you're fine. Donnie Dimes. That's what some folks call me. What's up, Matthew? Happy when it's the 30s in the winter. Just wear sweatshirt if you're not going to be outside for a long time. So the other day I was out in the cold for a while, and I did 3 layers, and I was regretting not doing a 4th layer. I had a t-shirt, long sleeve shirt, and a hooded sweatshirt. Yeah, I definitely did. And I had the hoodie and the beanie, so I had like the beanie underneath like this. But it's a conditioning thing too. I've had people come out to where I live, and we have a lot of fog this time of the year, and people say that it feels colder than it does because it's like a moist coldness. I don't know if that's really true, but I guess you just get conditioned to what you're used to. I don't know how long it would take you to get used to it, because if you were here for like 10 years and then you went back to Indiana, I bet you it would feel cold to you. Sam, what's up with this freezing temperatures? What state am I in? I'll let you guess. Whoever guesses right, I'll tell you guys. If you already know what state I'm in and you're in the TikTok chat, please hold your tongue. Morgan, DC, thanks for the follow, Morgan. How are you today? Who's your favorite NFL team? Hope everybody will be like Morgan. We need all the followers. Little Peep, yeah, you got it. That didn't last for long. Vegas isn't a state. So 50 short sleeves. Donnie has a winter coat on. Yeah, that's true. Pilly's just trolling. Pilly knows. So let's see. Not like you need it, but it would be nice. And yeah, it's always messed up when the cards don't roll out to those of us that play the game consistently. You're trying to get the progress on it and start upgrading it, and it's like, where is this thing? It's a mess when that happens. But I would try. Here's what I would try. I would try restarting everything. Do the long hold on the console in case some data needs to clear out of there. Close app, go back into the game. If it's not there, then I would probably open a ticket with EA like tomorrow if it doesn't show up. If it's me. You're in Cali, but way up by Oregon. So last time I made that drive, I remember stopping in Weed, California, which I didn't know existed, but I thought it was kind of a hilarious name for a team. For a town, excuse me, and stopped at Burger King. That's before I went to Burger King as often as I do these days, but I stopped at a Burger King, got a Whopper on my way up there. That was a non-veggie Whopper. That was back in the old days. It was like 05, last time I went to Oregon. I remember just enjoying the drive, man. It's really cool, all the nature that you're in on the way up to Oregon. Game was going swimmingly well, but here goes Jackson with a house call, and that's not what we want. Nico Collins, team of the week card, looks pretty neat, says Barnaby. Going to throw a riot if the Mets don't sign Pete. How about the Cubs signing the Japanese pitcher? I am so not paying attention to baseball right now. The only thing I've really paid attention on baseball with is that the Nevada legislator that voted to give John Fisher millions of dollars to relocate the team, lots of those state senators and assemblymen and women, they've got a donation from the Oakland A's that they had to disclose. So that's kind of coming to light. A bunch of them are getting like $10,000 in their coffers, which seems like a huge conflict of interest to me. That's about all I've really kept an eye on. I'm kind of curious where Bellinger will land with regards to baseball, but this has been the year I've cared the least about it as a baseball fan. We're up to 8K on the likes. Love to see it. Thank you guys for the likes and shares and the follows. Who's the better coach, Saban or Belichick? It's comparing apples to oranges in my mind. Collegiate deals different than dealing with pros. So yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just a difference of, would you rather win in the college game or would you rather win in the pro game? So let's see. Twitch side is so far 3 people have answered and they've all gone Sabian. Although one of them's a Bama fan. Didn't get a Hall of Fame quarterback for 10 plus years. Has to get another quarterback every 3 to 4 years at most. He did win in 2 locations too. Did have that one title at LSU as well. So I'd say he had a consistency on being able to build up his programs. But Sabian had a terrible run in the NFL, and I think people, if we're talking about him, should at least remember that. So Pete wasn't officially fired, artist. I've gone through this question a lot today, so I think I'll just give you the cliff notes. I love Pete, and sad to see him go. We'll see what happens as far as his front office role. But yeah, I've been on for long enough that I've answered some version of it numerous times. Wish they made more Seahawks cards on Madden. Seattle was one of the best theme teams throughout most of the game, so if you're coming to the game late, it may be a little bit frustrating for somebody like Jaime, but I don't think Seattle fans can complain. We had a lot of good cards this year. I personally would like to poach Harbaugh away from Michigan. I heard that his buyout comes down significantly. I think it's today if he wants to buy out his contract there. After Harbaugh, I feel kind of mixed. I don't know if it's better to go for that's a bad interception I just threw there. I don't know if it's better to go for offensive coordinator like Ben Johnson. Seems to be the hot commodity as far as everybody's trying to interview him, the Lions offensive coordinator, or if it's better to go with like a retread guy like Dan Quinn, who used to be up in Seattle. See, here's the angle on Harbaugh, is that he may want to get revenge on the 49ers now that he's done what he wanted to do in college, and he would get a shot to do that twice a season. But who knows if that's really true, if he has any desire, or if Seattle wants to put up with him. I've heard he's really tough on the general managers too. Our current general manager that Pete hired is staying up in Seattle. It's John Schneider. So supposedly he's leading the head coaching search. And they say he's been searching for a few months already in the event that Pete stepped down. So we'll see. What I feel like there's something up the sleeve for Seattle. Otherwise, it doesn't make a ton of sense to me, because supposedly the team's going to be up for sale here in the not too distant future. Triple Legend, Big Dubs. How's it going, Triple Legend? If Lamar wins MVP and Super Bowl, is he a Hall of Famer? No, not based off of one season. It has to be based off the body of work, but that would be his second MVP, right? So I think he's building the case for it. I wouldn't induct him though. Say he wins the Super Bowl this year and he gets that MVP award, I wouldn't induct him right away. Like, say he hung it up, I guess is a better way to put it. If he was to retire, go off into the sunset with a Super Bowl trophy, I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. Just based off of having too small of a body of work, to me. But you know, he's building his case for sure. Hey, what's up, Buggin? How's your day going? Wants to have some power on the roster. Yep, I think so. Banking on Harbaugh not wanting to get back to San Fran. Well, he's not going to replace Shanahan. I mean, they're they're a powerhouse team right now, so I don't think that would happen. I mean, you never know. Stranger things have happened over the years, but yeah, I doubt that's going to be an opening. San Francisco's pretty happy with that John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan combo right now. Now, if they keep getting to the big game and losing, then maybe you get frustrated if you're ownership there. But yeah, I'd be absolutely shocked if Shanahan was out, unless he just gets frustrated dealing with their ownership or something. Pretty well. I don't know what you mean by bagged a girl, but we're not going to be disrespectful to women in this chat bugging. So let's use better phrasing, and you don't need to clarify when you come back in 5 minutes. If you have a girlfriend, that's great. We can talk about relationships, but let's not talk about anybody like there's some type of commodity or some type of I don't know, wildlife that we're going to bag and all that. Means you got a girlfriend at school. Hey, I may have misunderstood, but we can use better phrasing. Let's have a nice discourse with regards to anybody. And also, you know, I'm sure her parents are going to tune into my chat, but if they did, they probably wouldn't like you referring to that as bagging a girl, picking up a girlfriend. Do I think he stays with the Ravens? Yeah, I mean, he just signed a long-term contract, so yeah, I think he stays with Baltimore. Something would have to go haywire for him to leave, right? This game started out really well. I'm not playing as smartly as I would like to here as this game's progressing. I got away with run committing on his last turnover on downs too, so we'll see what happens here. Pilly's saying she knows as a parent that offends her. So yeah, let's just be better, bugging, and you know everybody else was just kind of explaining to you. So I appreciate you guys, but yeah, let's be respectful to the ladies in my chat, and ladies be respectful to the guys, and vice versa. Just everybody be nice, right? We're not here to disparage anybody. And if you're seeing somebody, you shouldn't want to talk that way about them anyways. Thought he got franchise tag last season. He signed a long-term deal. He represented himself as a free agent, as far as I remember, regarding Lamar Jackson. I don't believe he ended up playing under the franchise tag. So yeah, I don't think Lamar's going anywhere. I think I was able to keep away a run-pass option there by using him over. See if my opponent goes for it here. 13 to 7. How do I feel about Pete? Yeah, I'll just give you guys the cliff notes because I've talked about it ad nauseum for anybody that's been in stream the whole time. But I love Pete Carroll. Love his whole philosophy, the positivity and optimism and everything that he brings. Sad to see his era coming to an end as a head coach. I know they have some front office role for him. I don't think Pete's interested in it. I think Pete's just going to say the right things in the media until he gets bought out, and then he may go look for another sideline to patrol, whether that be in college or in the NFL. But definitely the best era of Seahawk football, and you know, I think they personally jumped the gun one season early with all the rumors that they're going to sell the team, but maybe they're not going to sell the team. I guess time will tell. It's going to try to throw to X there, but good coverage from my opponent. He was just kind of moving around through the middle of the field with his user, and I didn't feel comfortable to let that rip. Who's the head coach we can pick up? There's a lot of them out there. Belichick, Sabian. I doubt those guys go to Seattle. Jim Harbaugh, Dan Quinn, Mike Vrabel. There's numerous young coaches that are rumored to be making the move from coordinator to head coach. Ben Johnson seems to be the darling right now that everybody wants to interview, the Lions offensive coordinator. So I think all those guys are a possibility. They wouldn't be doing their diligence if they didn't at least have the discussion about those head coach possibilities there in Seattle. So I went right at his user. I thought he was going to come back down, and that's just the length that Carmichael got me there. Should have at least ran out the clock on that. Need to get back to the run game. This guy's doing a good job defensively against my pass attack. Had numerous turnovers here. So let's see. We got a Pokemon spawning in chat. Be sure to catch that one. Yeah, I mean, Pete, he's done the thing, but I think the thing with going back to doing college football, if Pete was to go back to doing the college ranks, it takes a while to build up a program, right? Unless he goes into a program that's already successful. Of course, Alabama comes to mind because you just had Nick Saban there. I could see Pete saying like, "Hey, I want to coach for 3 more years," and going and doing the college gig. I do tend to think of Pete as being a West Coast guy. Most of his coaching's been out on the West Coast throughout his career, but he was back east at times. He was with Ohio State, and he used to be a Vikings assistant and things, many years ago. You're back now. I've been good. What you been up to, Alex? Pepper's cornerback card is so OP. But yeah, welcome back, Buggy. We get another sack. He's got one timeout to try to get his field goal in there and tie it. Would love it if he went to Oklahoma. I don't think Oklahoma has a vacancy currently, but they've been very unsteady since Stoops stepped down. I know Lincoln Riley was there, and then Lincoln took off and all that stuff. But yeah, who knows what'll happen. And I think the thing with Carroll, for anybody that's monitoring what's going to happen with Pete, is he's got to get things settled out in Seattle, because they gave him some advisor title. The press statement that was issued was Pete Carroll's job is evolving. So I got a feeling that's a matter of money, where they have to settle up on what they're going to do. I don't think Pete wants to walk away from the millions that he's owed, and they're saying, well, okay, Pete, you want to stick around, we don't want to fire you, and maybe they'll figure something out over the next couple weeks. But listening to him speak yesterday, I don't think he cares to be not in charge of things. I think Pete wants to get back into it. Belichick said he's looking forward to whatever's next. I took that to mean Belichick may be open to coaching again. With Saban, I feel like he's hanging it up and going to be on the golf course type of deal. But time will tell. Maybe something is too good for him to refuse to, and brings him back to the game. How's the New Year's? New Year's was really fun. We did something new for New Year's. My friend over on Twitch had a suggestion that he did with his kids to give them little presents every hour. So got some little things for the kids to open. Didn't actually wrap them. I put them in their Christmas stocking. So every hour that they stayed up, they would get a little something to open. Just little things, snacks, little toys and things. But that made it fun for the kids. And the 2 older ones, they made it to like 11 o'clock. I was surprised they were still awake, and they were wanting to stay up more. But I just didn't want them to be little zombies all New Year's Day either. So we pulled the plug on the celebration at that point. But they had a good time. The youngest one, she fell asleep around 9. I think just at that age at 2 was just too much. Even if there was excitement, she was turned into a little bear. So we had to let her go to sleep. But yeah, it was a fun New Year's. I hope you had a great New Year's. Haven't done too much in the way of goal setting. I am working extensively on habits for this new year, and trying to just be more consistent with different things. And some of it's networking, some of it's editing videos. I really want this to be my best year as a streamer, as a content creator, and my best year as a person. So there's a couple books, Power of Habit, and then I'm listening to another one that I picked up on Audible, the Amazon Audible like books on tape thing that you listen to. So yeah, I'm after it for the new year, trying to make it the best year yet. How about for your new year, Alex, and everybody else? How's 2024 going thus far? You would have stayed up to like 6 or 7, says Buggin. Threw that a little early. I probably should have developed further. But yeah, we've hashed it out a lot. Who do I think will be the next coach? I really don't know. It's hard to know what John Snyder's thinking is, and supposedly it's going to be up to Snyder to hire who he wants. John's a guy that Pete brought in, and there's a whole story about how they hung out together for a couple weeks. I think they sat there, planned out the whole vision for Seattle football for many years to come, back in 2010 when Pete got hired, and try to get on the same page. So now it's going to be John's page, and I don't know if he wants an offensive guy. I don't know if he wants somebody that he's already familiar with. It's hard to say what Schneider is going to do, and supposedly there's going to be a press conference with him this coming Tuesday. That way the whole weekend can be about Pete. If you look at the Seattle social media, it's very, very complimentary to Carroll. So I think we'll get a better clue once we get to that point. Cut sticks or hit sticks. I tend to whiff on hit sticks a lot. I don't even mess with the cut stick personally, Buggin. So we got the user strip fumble for Garrett. Feels good when you get that user strip for sure. So here we go. We're in the playoffs, trying to get this win, get you guys to the next round of the Mutt playoffs here. I'm going to keep Walker in as a blocker. Opponent's got a spy, so I think we can just launch that out of bounds. You can see I've had 7 of 5 3 interceptions. Really been the run game, and my defense kind of carrying the way here so far. But anybody that hasn't followed, please be sure to follow. We're on 16. A little bit quiet for TikTok, but we're not usually on these hours either. Yeah, please be sure to follow. Likes and shares are super appreciated if you guys are on the TikTok side. If you're on Twitch or YouTube, yeah, jump in and chat with us. Don't be a stranger. Good job from him to get over there. I saw him way away from the animation. I thought I could whip it into Jake Bobo before he reacted to it, and I didn't let the routes develop. So he's done a good job. That Carmichael card is still nasty to throw against if you're against a solid user like my opponent has done. So yeah, just not able to take advantage of this Falcon fan opponent thus far. Falcons opening seems like a decent spot too. They have a lot of talent that they've drafted. I think the last 3 drafts have been offensive players, is what I was seeing. Kind of a cool city, and I think Arthur Blank's a decent owner. Those of you that follow the NFL, what do you think is the best opening right now? I didn't think he was going to be able to get that in there to Davis. I saw Davis opening up. I was trying to use her over there quickly enough, but nice read, good throw, and now we got our backs against the wall here for sure. Bama's made it into the TikTok chat. What's up, Bama? I mean, I'm partial to Seattle. Seattle's kind of coming up on salary cap hell. They could do some cuts, but if they do the cuts, then you're creating even more holes that you have to fill. I think the Seahawks could move on from both safeties and Quandre Diggs and Jamal Adams. Tyler Lockett makes a lot of money next year. Don't know that they'll bring back Bobby Wagner. Will Dissly and Brian Monet make a lot for role players too. Hey, I'll miss him too. Culber for sure. Browns versus Texans going to be the best game. Yeah, it definitely seems like it could be a good one. Noah Fant is a free agent this year, so that'll be a decision that has to be made if they're going to try to bring back Noah. Looked it into Largent on that throw. Job, Chargers, place to live, Nashville might be biased. Yeah, that Charger job looks intriguing to me too. Herbert. Yeah, I guess Herbert's one of those guys that's kind of mixed if people are believers in him, but he's looked like he has all the tools at times to me since he's been in the league. And yeah, you're in LA and you get all the commercial deals and all that stuff. It's always been an appealing market to go to as a coach or as a player over the years. So let's see. It's not like he's not still in the office. I think the office thing is just a mirage, honestly, Jaime. I think he'll be out of that situation soon. Hey, Connor, great to see you. And I love Poe. Welcome in. Thanks for becoming our latest follower. Ninetale's hoping that they bring back Noah Fant. Is this a game or a live football stream? It's a game, buddy. We're not trying to get banned by Roger Goodell. I want Goodell popping through my window and arresting me for streaming games. But my day's good. Yeah, we're just here playing some Madden seasons and seeing how far we can take it, or how long you guys can take it and put up with me. I saw that, man. Yeah, I was waving at you. It's great to see you pop in. I updated your role to being a Discord subscriber as well, so that way you should have access to some of the real life stuff that I post occasionally in there. Definitely the most solid out of the quarterbacks out of the openings. I was trying to buy some time to throw that to circle, and you can see he chased down pretty well this defense. Try a different look here. Hopefully I see something early that I can throw to. Kelsey can't hang on. Dang it. I was trying to get Kelsey to turn and just drop down. Sometimes you kind of get that animation, but it's like it let him up there. So now we got to get the ball back. I didn't think playing for the field goal made a lot of sense there. But of course, in hindsight, it would have probably been better. No, am I going to use them all year? Probably not. Although I don't know how much longer I'll play Madden consistently as the main game. After the Super Bowl, probably be a lot of variety streams until we get the new NCAA. Excuse me, until we get the new MLB The Show out. Would be my guess, Jaime. Probably benched for your game. Uh-oh. Coach is bagging you, bugging. Love watching the streams, nice and calm. Yeah, nothing to get upset about. Just a game. Try to play as well as I can, but sun's gonna rise and set, and nobody's gonna really be thinking about it tomorrow. It's not that serious, right? And we're able to get a swat, so we'll take over at the 40, and there's our opportunity to climb back in. So yeah, Connor, what you been up to? How's your day going? I was able to make Carmichael miss, but boy, he's got some defenders that can just kind of fly up there. Not able to break that big, unfortunately for me. Sprained the ankle for bugging. So my best friend growing up used to have recurring ankle issues, and man, I know those can be rough to deal with. But like anytime we would go out and play like basketball, he'd always be prone to rolling his ankle and then hobbling around for a week or two. Okay, I took a hit stick, but we'll keep on going. I'm not trying to just run the same play over and over, but right at this moment, at least, it's working. Quay is tired, so I better look at something else here. Jimmy Graham is down to the 1. And that's a 2-minute warning. OBA makes a better Geno card. Shoot, I don't know when he'll be due for another card. I'm guessing we'll definitely get a better Warren Moon card along the way, since he's a legend that they paid for his rides. Maybe Russ gets a throwback Super Bowl card or something too for Seattle themed teamers. I know you may prefer to play with Geno, but we're in that stage of the year where they're starting to make a lot of cards that have chemistries for every team as well. We might just get like a, I don't know, Brady that can play on every chemistry or something here as it moves forward. So we'll tie it up. Can we get a stop? Opponent had a kickoff return touchdown along the way. Don't want that to happen, of course. If you haven't followed yet, please be sure to follow. Likes and shares, very appreciated. We should have had a TikTok upload, I don't know, 20 minutes or so ago. A lot of times that brings more people in from the For Your page and the traffic to the stream. Even the new AKs is coming out, probably going to help the theme team. Yeah, they try to keep people hooked in for sure, Jaime. I'm guessing Jaime probably already knows that, but yeah, there'll be a lot of cards for theme teamers. To try to keep people interested in, for moving on to 2K or MLB when MLB comes out in spring. Trying to whip that out. But, he's got the completion. My favorite team, I'm a Seattle fan. Gavin, how about yourself? Those of you that haven't followed, jump in, follow, like, and share. For sure, we definitely appreciate it. Oh, good read on the swing pass. He just made a bad throw or got a bad animation. I love us. Hey, Gavin, thanks for lighting the lights up in here. Followers make it look like a disco. So, yeah, let's keep the beats going. Everybody be like Gavin. Hit that follow button. EA showed all the cards on Twitch. Yeah, they tend to do that. Niner fan. What team are you most concerned about out of the NFC as a Niner fan? GTA J Rock, welcome in as our latest follower. Who's your favorite team? GTA. I think if I was a Niner fan, I'm just mostly concerned about staying healthy. Seems like they should have a pretty good advantage on the rest of the teams. What game is this? We're playing Madden 24 currently, Brett. And the game mode is Madden Ultimate Team. Wide open Hayward Day. Don't like that. We'll start using some timeouts. I hope it's Chiefs versus Cowboys for Jaime. Of course. Yeah, thanks for being here. Please be sure to follow if you haven't done so and tell us what your favorite games are. Got Levis sacked for some reason. Britt, welcome in. Great to have you here as our latest follower. We'd love to hear, your favorite games and favorite NFL team if you have one. Here goes Cordell Patterson. I'm trying to let him score. That way I have a shot to run this back the other way. Maybe go for 2 if I do get a touchdown. Looked like he was going to stop at the 1, and we just kind of picked him up and drove him into the end zone. Not this, that wasn't plan number 1 there, but situation that we're in. Ravens versus Cowboys, says Casey Jins. You hope it's Lions and Browns from Morrison. Thanks for the service. I don't know if Britt's in the military, but that is awesome if you are. I feel like I want to try to return with Hester. That's a pretty good kid. We have 1 timeout and not a lot of time to get there, so let's see what we can find. Opponent has pretty good pass pressure consistently against me. Do we think the Lions are going to make it far? I think they make it past the Rams at least this weekend. So we got Metcalf in the middle, and I probably should have spiked, but we'll just run up here and run this play. And we get Jimmy Graham out of bounds. Super Bowl, I've said the same thing for quite a while. I think it's Baltimore and San Fran on a rematch of the Christmas game. So Gary, I've been on for a bit. Of course, Seattle supporter. A lot of folks have asked. But just to sum it up in one word, I'd say I'm sad about Pete moving on. Definitely enjoyed his time as our head coach. Let's see here. Time for a couple more plays. We'll just get something that breaks and we can throw it in and go for it there. Opponent user run over the middle very well with that Michael card. 2014 Seahawks made you a football fan for Gary. So you understand. Yeah, a lot of good times watching him patrol the sidelines over the years. And he's able to get over there with Evans. My man on the other side has some serious length with Evans and Carmichael. He should have the game. I'll wait for him to kneel down just in case he throws for it. Thought I had Largent, probably had Largent a little earlier on that route, but tried to force it late. And get yourself down like that. Those things happen. So good game to him. I'll try to strip fumble here and force one more play. 19. Don't have a lot of time watching football, so yeah, I got twice the years watching football that you do, and some more beyond that at 43. So I saw a lot of bad Seahawks football for the years out there. No, and I don't really think there's any issue with quitting out if the game's decided. Sometimes it's just faster to move on. Like, if I'm down 3 scores or something, credit to the other guy. But yeah, that game, maybe he decides to run a play and I get an interception. But he played very well, usered well. I threw it probably too much. Sometimes I get myself caught up in chat, which is the reason that we stream. Care about chatting with you guys more than I do about the results. But I like to win for you guys when I can. Hate to get to the playoffs and not advance through them. But yeah, we were 1 and done on that season, so that's probably going to keep us in all Madden, I guess. We'll see what happens. On to the next game. Let's play one more, then we'll ship the stream out on a raid. Gold player pack. That seems like a bad reward for this late in the year. Then we also have a midfield pack coming. What level? Just on level 2. Taj Gibson Sr. comes out of there. Infill pack. Maybe we'll get lucky on something new. I'm not really sure all the cards that have just released into to Madden. We're on 20 new followers. You could be number 21 on TikTok. Be sure to hit that follow button. We get Warren Moon, Drake London, a team of the week. It's Jermaine Johnson. And last and least, as far as overall rating, the 72, Turner Yell. So, all right, on to the next game. But yeah, just getting started. Haven't been playing since the season upgraded. I actually don't even know what day it upgraded or updated. Might have been yesterday. Was trying to keep up with all the real life news and goings on with the Seahawks, being a Seattle fan. All right, one more game. Probably squeeze this one in before my in-laws need to leave at the top of the hour. Be sure to follow, like, and share anywhere that you guys might be. Here's my top 3. We need some upgrades for sure. Did just pick up Hester today. He's been pretty good for me, the newer Hester, but you see a lot of these guys got 94s, 95s in their lineup. Guessing we're playing a Ravens themed teamer. Hope everything's going well. Family doing good. Bodog, 22 months. What's up, Bodog? Thank you for the resubscription. How's everything in Idaho? Are you guys getting hit with the winter storms, Bodog? I know we got some super cold temperatures throughout the country. Ravens theme team on top. Yeah, Ravens got a good theme for sure. Bo, you been gaming? I saw Toxics the other day. He said he was playing something with you, but I forgot what it was. You guys were able to bypass the big storm. Well, that's good. Not having to deal with all that. Been playing Division. Yeah, he told me something. I can't remember what it was now. So Division. That's nice. Has he been streaming or you been streaming, Bo? I haven't seen you live in a long time. I may be on the wrong hours, too. Logan, welcome in as our latest follower. Logan, tell me, who do you root for? You have a favorite NFL franchise? If Tippis is around, he gets tired of me asking that same question. So I try to ask different questions to the new followers. But yeah, if we're playing football, right, that's usually a good question. Who do you like? Who do you root for? We got it with the safety crashing down. It's going to be a pick 6 to start. Love to see it. Not really even gaming, just trying to get more sleep as of late for Bodog. Hate to see Pete go. Yeah, you and I both. Definitely sad to see Pete's time winding down up there. Logan's a Bears fan. All right, I get people ask me at almost every stream what I think about Fields. I feel like they should probably trade Fields and draft a quarterback. But how do you feel? Because you obviously, being a Bears supporter, probably have a lot better opinion on Fields than I do. Thanks, Two Fly. Yeah, it's nice to get the pick 6 to get us started. So supposedly he's staying in Seattle. I think that's all lip service from the front office, Bodog. If you got to listen to the press conference yesterday, I don't think Pete wants to be up in some office on a desk, not being in charge of things. I think Pete's going to get bought out. So one way or another, or he's going to just hang out for the year and get his money. Then I think he's done with it. I think he'll be on to whatever his next chapter might be. Yeah, living in Seattle. He may be moving to Los Angeles and coaching the Chargers or something if the opportunity is there for Pete. We're going to take that one away with Sherm. Opponent's having some bad throws in this game. So Sherm doesn't get the pick 6, but he gets us to the 4. So let's see. Casey says Fields is trash. I wouldn't go that far. I mean, he's a professional athlete. Keep him, trade back to number 2 and get Marvin Harrison is what Logan says. Mike Tomlin's talking about trading for Fields. I think that would be tampering if he's talking about it right now with the season ongoing Two Fly, but maybe that's a rumor or something. This guy's embarrassing your Ravens, says Buggin. He's probably doing his best, man. He's got a good team, for sure, my opponent. Thought we might be able to get that into Metcalf's hands and then march in to work out. Weather's cold. Lucky you have summer. Well, it's not summer. to us, it doesn't feel like it's summer when it's 30-something degrees. But, yeah, Wags was just getting on me a little bit ago about how you know, how much less clothing he wears during this time of year than I do, because we're not used to it being super cold around here. We're going for it. Feels like we got the momentum. Let's see if we can get 6, and we will on the crossers. Yeah, it's like 50s, 55 is the current highs, and we're getting into like 33, 32 at night, which is a freeze warning for us. Got to put something on the windshields of the cars to keep the ice off of them. That is warm. Would love it, says Bodog. Not warm to me. Boy, the kicks have been laggy today. That one will zoom off to the side. No good. He giving away points. You never know if it's going to come back and haunt you later. So he's had a couple throws. We had a couple early interceptions. Been a good start to this game. Tonight, you guys will be at 9 degrees. I don't think I've ever experienced it being that cold. Somebody said tomorrow's 18 degrees for him at school on the TikTok chat. And I was asking if they cancel school for that. And Wag says they don't cancel school unless it's 0 degrees. But you put something on the windshield, or else you go out and deal with ice being on the windshield. What do? You go out there and lick it off or something, Wax? Because I guess maybe you keep your car in the garage. My garage has too much stuff in it. Do the Kelsey brothers make the Hall of Fame? I think Travis is probably on track for Hall of Fame. I don't know if Jason is, but I assume so. I feel like I've heard a lot more about Jason due to his brother's prominence over the last couple of years and the podcast and all that stuff. But, you know, it's not a package deal. You know, one can make it and the other one doesn't. Garage now, high school, had to use the tool to scrape it off. We have one of those little scrapers as well. But ours is probably a lot less heavy duty than what you guys might use out in Indiana. Ours is just like a little plastic rubber hybrid thing that you just can scrape off if you want. Came back home. Canceled school with 4 inches of snow for Bodog. Guys just blitzing, and we're getting some easy runs after the catch. Old CD cases laying around. I remember being a kid, my parents occasionally would get the water hose and run some water on it and then turn on the windshield wipers too, because it's usually just like a little light, I wouldn't say dusting, but it's just like a little light layer of frost that's on there. Oklahoma is just a terrible weather, says Little Peep. The best underrated streamer. Hey, I'm glad you feel that way, Gavin. And anybody that feels like Gavin that wants to come in and hang out with us in Discord, come on in. If you guys are on TikTok, you can just click on my profile. My link tree is right there. And the Discord is the first link up. So everybody's invited in. This guy's getting bugged and mad. He doesn't want to see his Ravens getting stomped. Most Wisconsin schools don't close unless it's -30 with wind chills. Shoot, I'm assuming my opponent's offsides and not me. So I'm going to take a shot at the end zone that's off the mark. Let's see. Yeah, they were offside, so we get to get half the distance to the goal line. Had trouble getting this last yard or two against him. Last time we got him on 4th down. Trying to get this guy to quit out. Parents were gone one time. You had to run to the store, but your windows were with snow and ice, so you had to use your debit card for Bodog. Thought I could just like finesse through with Perry, but as you guys saw, that didn't work. If we need to, we'll send out the field goal unit here. But yeah, why just decided to stop engaging? Why just like, all right, go ahead, just throw you off to the side. So just kind of progress left to right, look at those routes, and then see what looks good. It's Jake Bobo into the end zone from UCLA. Jake had a pretty good rookie year, especially considering he was an undrafted free agent. I imagine if Seattle moves on from Tyler Lockett, that Bobo gets a lot more usage next year. So let's see. Raven theme team with none of the dog cards. Shaking his head is bugging over on TikTok. All right, Martin Gramatica to kick away. We're up by 20 here in the first quarter. Hopefully this dude quits out. With no disrespect to him, it's getting lopsided. Don't want them to come back, and we'd like to be wrapped up by 6. West Coast time, Pacific Standard Time. Sometimes these high scoring games, they take a while because there's so many kickoffs. He had the throw there underneath to the right, but didn't take it. Does he have read? I don't know. I haven't paid that close of attention to his players bugging. But he's 0 for 4 with 3 interceptions at the moment. He's running his offense the way that I run my offense a lot. Right, Jackson making some pre-snap adjustments. And we'll get pressure. Jackson 0 for 5. It's 4th and 9. So I'm guessing we're going to get some nasty weather football games this weekend too, with all the storm coming through throughout the country. Well, that was a good read. He picked a good time to get his first completion on 4th down. Hey, what's up, 49er Proc? Little Peep getting sleepy. Ready for the summer already is Bodog. Well, you guys have nice summers. It doesn't get so hot there from what you've told me. So no wonder you're ready for summertime. I'm not. I'm happy with the cold weather. Bring on impressive performance. Good job so far. Seems like you're above your opponent. Okay, we'll play on. All right. Opponent decided not to quit out. Link to the Discord. You just click on my profile. There's a link tree inside the profile, and the link tree will bring you right to the Discord, Gavin. Some folks have an issue where it doesn't click for them, and you may have to like long hold press and then grab the link and paste it into the web browser. But yeah, it's a never expire link that's there for the Discord, so come on down. Pins on the climate. You guys don't get over 100. Yeah, we deal with so many 100+ days. I don't particularly like summer. Plenty of folks out here do like the hot days, though. Little Peep, thanks for the likes on the stream. So opponent trying to get some points on the board and get some momentum. I feel like your highs is in the 90s. Boy, I love it. Just to get to 90 out here. Tomorrow, I'd like to get back to the mornings, although I've been saying that for a while. Ideally, we get back to doing either nighttime or morning streams. And I'm open to doing some pro clubs or some Fortnite or something too. It's been a minute since we jumped on anything different. Mike Evans is going to get a pick 6, and we're going to go celebrating our way in here. Hope that's the old ball game, but we'll see. They may want to just keep going, and this may get really lopsided. Let's go for 2, because I know there's usually a 2-point conversion objective, and it seems like a good time to try it, considering we're so far up here in the game. He had it in his hands, but couldn't handle. So move the family to North Idaho. Lots of hiking and stuff. You said the Seahawks games don't come over the air anymore, right, Bodog? You don't get the Seahawks and Mariners through your cable provider? I don't know what I would do. I guess I'd be streaming everything, but need sports. I'd be out of Warriors territory as well. A's are probably going to leave me, but it is what it is. That's also true unless you have the NFL Sunday ticket. Can't find it. So, all right. If you're looking at the live right now, my profile should be there. It's me playing golf, right? If you click on that, there's a biography. The bio. First thing up is it tells you like my schedule and sports streamer or whatever it says. There's a link tree. If you click the link tree, Gavin, Discord is right there. It's going to have the Twitch and YouTube and Twitter, Instagram. All those things are handy for you. If I had any mods that were active on TikTok, and maybe they're lurking, maybe they could whisper it to you. David, what's up, good? Buddy, how you been? Yeah, he was able to wait for that route, and then we're fortunate to get the pass break up. That was a good read from my opponent. Maybe that's the old ball game. It will be. All right, so that is that. Fortnite Pro yet? Hardly. Although I've gotten better at the game. The other day I jumped on for solos as we were getting started, and I had like 5 eliminations, which pretty sure is like the highest I've ever had. So yeah, I'm probably a lot better than I used to be. I think playing on monitor helps. Playing with the control freak helps too, with regards to Fortnite. So yeah, not bad. I mean, we hit the playoffs. Hadn't played for a while. Kind of dreading talking about Pete and things, but you just got to face the music and keep on going. Let me get Bodog up on the wall, and let's see here. What's my opinion on the St. Louis Cardinals? I believe they had a decent offseason, helping out that pitching staff. They had a terrible year last year, and there's some Cardinal fans I really enjoy giving a hard time to on Twitch. So I don't know. I think they're a ways behind the rest of the Central. What a wild team he had, for sure. He definitely did. Are there any good packs that just came out? I don't mind shooting the 75,000 on a pack for you guys. Let me get Bo on the wall, and then we'll see if there's anything good in the store here. Oh, premium player deal for Penny. Hey, Penny for our thoughts. We'll get that one. So yeah, if you guys are in Discord, let me know if you want Fortnite next stream, Madden, or EAFC. Usually, we get the best interactions on Madden these days because I think I have so many uploads that are Madden uploads currently on TikTok too that kind of helps drive the Madden traffic. But we're up to whatever. Get the 95 Zay Flowers if I want. I don't need Zay Flowers. I mean, he'd be nice to have, but I'll save up for Seattle theme. Personally, who would have thought? Be losing 3 legendary coaches in 2 days. Yeah, pretty wild that those guys all are free agents, so to speak, at the moment. I think I want the team of the week thing. Is there any select offers that are decent? What's team of the week have in it? Probably nothing good, right? Got 91, or excuse me, 91 on a 9.8% chance. Did they get rid of the Campus Heroes cards already? Probably going to be better stuff coming later, but streams are for fun. We're gonna blow our coins somewhere. Let's buy one of those playoff packs for you guys. Maybe we'll get lucky. Was there a better playoff pack? What was the one I was just looking at? Rather shoot the shot on the ridiculously high one. All right, team of the week pack, I guess is what I was looking at. Pro Max Fantasy. What's the odds on this? 7.2. So I think our best bet is this one. Hopefully we go over 90 on one of the pack players. But yeah, definitely heard about Belichick today, and be interested to see what happens. Belichick to Seattle. You thought Pete was just moving to the front office? Yeah, I think he's gone as well. We'll see what happens. 287's kind of a dud. I'm sure we lost coins on it, but you never can win the lotto if you don't buy a ticket. But yeah, let's see who we're rating. I'll find out here in a second. It's nice to rate into Madden when you're on Madden, but it doesn't always work out that way. For it to be, stream into a stream. Let's take it to Sadistic Joker. He's on right now. He's playing Avatar. Joker will be happy to talk NFL with you guys. He'll be telling you all about the Cowboys and the Packers coming up. Was going to raid Miss Molly Makes, but we'll get Molly a different night. One of our favorite cooking streams. So if you're on TikTok or YouTube, I'll sign off with you guys in a second. If you're on Twitch, thanks for being here. Can't wait to see you guys. I'll be chatting in Discord and do it again tonight. Maybe I'll do the real life golf simulator stream from the living room too. So keep an eye out for that. You guys have a great one. Thanks for being here. Open Mike, Bodog, TTV, Trilogic, David. Hope you guys are all well. Wags, if you're still there. Anybody that has a tab open, thank you all. Here we go to Wisconsin. All right, YouTube buddies, we'll catch you on the next stream. Be sure to subscribe. And TikTok friends, give you one more direction to the Discord. Jump on in by clicking on my profile. My link tree is right there. Come on down to the Discord. Please follow me on all the other platforms if you haven't done so in the past, and we will see you with another stream. Totally sorry that we're catching you at the end. Opinion on GTA 6 looks fun. I never played any of the GTA games, so this will be my first one when it comes out. Can't wait to jump into it. Appreciate you all that followed and hung out with me, and ideally back to the night or the morning for this next session. See you guys again real soon. Have a great rest of your night. Stay safe.